Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live on a feel-good Friday night. I hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe. You're doing well. We are back for another live stream as we got WWE Smackdown on tap tonight. Plus, we're going to be keeping an eye on Wrestling Revolver another Friday. Just another Friday, folks. In my country, it's a long weekend, so shout out to all those enjoying a long weekend. Thank you for spending some of it with us. But get in that chat, click all the links, click the button. Don't forget those little reactions. But thank you for being here. We're going to have a lot of fun. We got lots to get into, lots to argue about, and so much more. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good. Welcome to the Wrestling for Life Network. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again. Like I said, folks, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we are the channel that just watches more live wrestling than anybody else out there. I see the chat filling up already. I see those numbers climbing. We're going for triple digits here tonight. So make sure you get in there. Be a friend, tell a friend, drop our link anywhere they're talking wrestling. We're going to dive into WWE Smackdown tonight, a little bit of Wrestling Revolver on this wonderful Canadian long weekend. Looking forward to it all, folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But I will remind you, for the next few hours, you're stuck with Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and Mr. Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight KJ White. I'm Big Nick, and my guy, I have to admit something. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I have to admit something.
You have to admit something out of the gate.
Yes, I do. You were right, and I was wrong. I have to say
guilty.
Yes, I'm guilty of this. I was that Uncle Howdy stream, the takeover of Twitch of Thursday on a random 4 o'clock in the middle of the afternoon. Goddamn, was it compelling?
You liked it?
Oh, absolutely. How could you not? Like I said, I'm out here, a grown man, strong enough to admit that I was wrong. And you were right, sir.
I was going to try and tiptoe around it. I was going to just...
I'm going full board into this. Just the same way I went in arguing, I'm going all the way about it here. 100% of you were right and I was wrong. I'm a grown enough man. I can admit it because that was the perfect, to me, kind of way of tie all the threads together in one thing. And especially, I'm surprised, and we kind of talked about this in our group chat and everything, of that, like, this is such a unique storytelling way to be doing in pro wrestling and everything, that on a random Thursday at 4 o'clock, the wrestling world stopped and paid attention to WWE's Twitch. Did you know they had a Twitch? I didn't know they had a Twitch until today, or until that day.
I didn't know they had a Twitch. And I mean, there was an element to the idea. It was like, yeah, people go crazy with shit. Yeah, and they run wild and they start, like, you know, Google mapping wrestlers' houses and shit.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I'll give you that. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was funny because we had the debate on Tuesday about when, you know, and then all of a sudden it was like the wrestling gods opened up the clouds and they were like, oh, and they all
we don't learn him today.
So, like, sometimes you just get lucky. It's just, you know, I was worried because, you know, you were pretty adamant that this was all going to go to shit. So it's nice that you enjoyed it. I'm glad. I saw a lot of really good reviews to it. A lot of people were, you know, commending how they did it. There were some people that were like, oh, I had some jump scare moments, which tripped me out. Like, are you feared for your life? Are you okay? Like, what?
It did get that spooky element. And again, I think that's part of why you can only do stuff like this to an extent, really, with the spooky characters and everything. Like an Undertaker, you could have fucking been doing this for 17 fucking years of his career, I almost feel like.
Right.
But it was really a nice way to kind of tie all the strings together. Like every QR code that showed up was one of the previous ones, but under a new URL, etc. We can talk about Alexa Bliss, but it was really just captivating, and it really, I know I've poo-pooed this whole story this whole time to an extent of been very cautious of it, but I've been baptized.
Guilty.
Water here. Yes, I've been baptized in the Bo Dallas, you know, sanctum here. that I'm a firm believer that this is just, it's got the same thing. And I question which was better, this now or the White Rabbit.
Oh,
And I think we
really?
said it in our group chat, though, of that the White Rabbit, we didn't know what it was. This,
Yeah.
we at least have a good idea of what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's part of it. And I've seen some people like, no, I'm not really that into it. The White Rabbit was better. The White Rabbit was so unique. And again, this was some of your concern and others' concerns of,
First of its kind.
yeah, because it was Bray that broke the mold on something like this. Going down this path is a risky choice. The only reason I think I advocated so hard for it and I'm excited for it is because it's Bo. It's not like they're getting Karrion Kross, you're the new Fiend, and we're going to tell a story. So
Right.
that was part of my saving grace for it. And truthfully, I like what they're doing. Like, this has that horror movie vibe. And I admit I wasn't jump scared, but I mean, I sat there for an hour like an idiot, just watching a lady talk to nothing. Like, just sat
I mean,
there.
I've been
Like,
in therapy sessions. I can relate. So I've been there.
right? Yeah, but
yeah.
I'm usually the one sitting there not talking. Like, just
Fair enough. Yeah, yeah.
But it was good. It's interesting. It's still an open door of who is she talking to? Is it Bo? We assume it's Bo / Howdy. Is it like we see this new figure at the end of the static that I think was compelling? Like, it doesn't look like the Fiend. It looks more like that scarecrowish character that we've seen in some of the Dreadmere stuff, which, fan
Well,
made.
I've also seen that some people said it was that one potential idea for the Fiend to where like the face is really like pulled back and
Pulled
everything.
back.
Well, to where there's like it's much more of a you elongate the smile and everything like that.
Like the Predator.
A bit, yeah. And
Right.
well, I'm even interested of like, so are we just acknowledging that kidnapping, at least, if not potentially something more sinister, just happened on WWE's Twitch, and no one's gonna be wondering where this woman went? Is she gonna show up, or does she have a family? Are they not concerned?
Yeah, I mean, concerned enough that it made the newspaper. The little caveat, which you pointed out in the group chat of the Uncle Howdy, like the Wendy.
Yes, which you proceeded to let me know. I pointed that out earlier.
You wouldn't listen to me.
This is why, like I said, I'm sitting back and eat my humble pie out here.
I listen. I mean, again, dude, we're just shooting from the hip. Sometimes we get lucky. Sometimes, listen, I went hard in the paint on the Edge storyline that blew up in my face. It happens. It's all right.
No, I get that. I respect it. Game recognized game, my guy.
It was just timing. It was like, why give us this hour?
Bound to hit something.
It was timing. It like, oops. But all that being said,
I will just say it did, like I was saying initially, and I'll reiterate, it did tie everything in to a nice, neat little bow, because even the clues that we saw leading up to that, like the pieces of paper, you saw her reading stuff throughout that even had like the little smiley face on it and everything. The news clipping that we saw in the first one, it was something I almost feel like we didn't get with the White Rabbit, of everything had a penultimate, like had a conclusion to an extent. So we're either end phase one or we're at the debut here.
Well, yeah, and I love how like the ending of it, is who are these people? And that's where they leave you wanting more. Like, I was almost hoping for a moment where like 4 or 5 people or figures, like shadowy figures, kind of converged on her, and you were like, oh shit, who are these people? But they just jumped to the report. I liked it because following the videos, and we've been posting the videos here, that as you go through these videos, none of them made sense. You're like, whose house is this?
Right.
Why is there little pieces of paper? And then you get this on Thursday, and it kind of, like you said, brings it full circle. I'm giving them marks, and a lot of people are praising it. There's the odd, crazy person out there that's like, the books would have done it better. But all in all,
those are the people that need to be in that therapy session.
Yeah, no shit. Or in a missing persons article.
Well, they McBained it 100%. They sat there and gave you the pieces, and once you put them all together, it made a whole movie. Made it 45 or 55 minutes.
Yeah, just sitting there, like, and I kept thinking, like, I'm staring at the bookshelf, I'm staring at the mirror, like something.
No, there were people that if you smoked the right amount of vitamins and squinted your eyes and turned to the right and did a handstand, you could see Bray Wyatt's face in the mirror to some people. I was like, I got me on this fucking CNI dog.
Right. I didn't catch that, but I mean, again, it's like Jon Stewart in Half Baked of like, do you see the guy in the bushes? Do you see him? What's he doing there? Like, but folks, I see that chat filling up. Sorry, I'm just getting a hit of feedback all of a sudden.
You needed a hit of something to see half that shit in that therapy session, but
well, I see it filling up. We got lots of people hanging out already. Still about just over 15 minutes away from the start of the show. Both shows we will be watching SmackDown and Wrestling Revolver. Wrestling Revolver, a very interesting card tonight. But SmackDown stacked again. Very optimistic about how this show is going to turn out. Will we get more QR codes? Will there be more hints, as we just talked about? But yeah, we got Logan Paul, Cody Rhodes, contract signing, still debating whether or not it's one belt, two belts. King and the Queen continue. Lots going on.
I can hear myself, so thoughts were not mistaken there. I could hear feedback.
Okay.
But from what I've heard, that it is just for the one belt. It is, thankfully, crisis has been averted. It's not for both belts. It's just for the undisputed. It's just for Cody's belt.
Yeah, I'd be really intrigued to see how they were going to spin it with the idea that both belts would be up for grabs, because you're kind of painting yourself in the corner. Yeah, I can't see it.
Right. Well, the whole rest of this card, like, this screams go home show to B to C level pay-per-view almost, even, because we've got Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax. We've got LA Knight versus Tama Tonga. We've got Carmelo Hayes versus Randy Orton. We've got Tiffany Stratton versus Bianca Belair. Like, every match there sounds like a goddamn home run, if not at least a double.
Yeah, I mean, again, a really good looking card. We've been blessed, I think, over the last little bit here, especially. People talk about kind of the malaise that falls over the wrestling world after Mania, that emotional letdown. But I think Triple H and the crew have done a really good job of stacking these shows with matches. Like, we've been getting lots and lots of matches, and name value matches on free TV. It's hard to ignore. I know the naysayers are the deep naysayers, but man, we're getting really good matches on Mondays.
Well, and it goes to show even that these are names that they've built up. Like, Tiffany Stratton didn't just pop in. LA Knight, I mean, maybe, but like Tama Tonga, this would be his second singles match on WWE television, and already presented like a star, everything. So Jade Cargill, same. She's, everybody was curious about how she'd do on the main roster and everything, and seems perfectly fine to me.
Yeah, I'm really curious with this Nia Jade match, because it could go well. There is potential it could be very fucking clunky.
This is pick you up, slam you, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you.
Right?
Have a good night.
Let's make this simple. Yeah, LA Tama Tonga is going to be interesting, and there's going to be a contingent really pulling for LA Knight. The storyline might write that Tama gets this win. The same thing with the other side. I mean, Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton's going to beat Carmelo Hayes. I think we're going to get a really cool RKO tonight. I'm hoping.
I think so. I'm just waiting for like the 3 inevitable, at least 3 comments that we get in our chat saying that they're burying LA Knight because he lost to Tama, all of that when that happens.
Yeah, I mean, again, and we talk about this all the time. It's not if you lose, it's how you lose and what the stakes are. There's ways to get in and out of it. LA Knight will be fine. If LA Knight's the star that everybody thinks he is, he'll recover. People will still away next time we see him. Don't worry, he'll be fine. Same with Tama. Tama finds a way to lose. The bloodline's not over. We don't need to fire Solo or get rid of the Roman. It's relax, people. If there's a story there to be told, it'll be told.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
But let's say hello to some of the people. We're halfway through the pre-show, folks. And welcome. Like I said, on this Feel Good Friday, get in that chat, be a friend, tell a friend. We're here all night long with all your wrestling reaction. It's going to be a fun one. Like we said, the card is stacked, plus Wrestling Revolver has its own intrigue to it as well. But Sarah, first one in the chat tonight. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Damien, always looking forward to stuff. Matthew Justice and the one called Manders, of course. I missed the name there.
The second gear crew implodes on Wrestling Revolver tonight.
Roddy, good to see you. Boston, good to see you. Wesley, good to see you, guys. Dude.
Yes, we are.
Joe, wait.
Guilty. That's just going to be my new thing, I guess. Is I'm waiting for you to just have a soundboard of instead of. I'm not going to have a coronary. God damn it! You're going to have a whole soundboard of me at this point. God damn it! Just for I'm not going to have a coronary.
That's my favorite.
Folks, if you ever were believers in the conspiracy that I am AI and I'm just, KJ just uses me and he pays a monthly fee and, that's why I'm simulating all of that. He's proving you're right at this point.
It could be. There was a joke in there somewhere, but I let it go. I think AI would be more agreeable to my programming. We are live. Get the knee pads. I picture MDB's room being like Willie Mays Hayes, where he had all the batting gloves tacked to the wall. He's just got knee pads tacked to the wall. Like every time I get to use the term knee pads on stream, I pin another fucking knee pad to the wall. Going for the record.
This one's from John Cena. This one's from Cody Rhodes. This test going through.
Right. What's up, Wesley Conklin? How y'all doing? Alex, welcome back. Eric, good to see you. Christian with a novel. We'll come back to that. I'm sure it's cool. MDB, welcome back. Thumbs up. Rick is with us. Boston, as always. That's for Christian. Willie, our old friend Willie. Willie does wrestling. One of my favorite titles out there. Willie does a lot. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Welcome. Seems like a good show tonight. Should be stacked. It really should be. And again, my argument to a lot of haters out there, Monday we got lots of wrestling. Last Friday we got lots of wrestling. Last Monday we got lots of wrestling. And marquee matches that could be saved for pay-per-views. They're giving it to us just because, we're
but then you get I'm so glad that the Stopwatch Society has just kindly shut the fuck up a little bit. But also now you have the backlash of, for some reason, nobody likes Jey Uso because he went over Ilya and were denied free Gunther versus Ilya. We might actually have to watch a premium live event to get that.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, and I mean, I think I talked about this on Wednesday a little bit is, sports in general, there is supposed to be a debate. Eli Manning, Tom Brady,
bold strategy with that one.
Well, you have your division, Joe Montana, get him in here. You have your divisive nature. I hate the Boston Bruins. People in the chat love them. It's just, that's the kind of thing. People are always going to debate how a coach played a player, if a guy gave it his all, blah, blah, blah. So I just find with wrestling, it's it's more oddly more personal at times.
Because you are I get why it's personal because you're invested in the character.
Okay.
You feel a personal relationship, and that's why a character gets over is because you have a person. It's to equate it to sports, it's if you had a favorite player versus a favorite team.
Yeah, fair enough. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think that we're getting these matches, and if Jay had lost, there would have been a contingent of people that would have said, "Oh, poor Jay, he never wins. How is he main event Jay if he's never, winning the big one?" And da 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 da. And
right.
So again, at the end of the day, the match has to be quality. We don't have to like the finish as long as it makes sense. It gets there, and there's a reason for it. That's what we're supposed to appreciate.
You're supposed to. You can't be mad when the story is predictable or when it doesn't give you the narrative you played out for yourself in your own head. You should just embrace the story. And I know that's a loaded fucking statement, but you can still tell when a story is shit and when it's still good. The Jay moving on story still makes damn near as much sense, if not more sense, than Ilya moving on.
Yeah. Then that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be, either guy could have done it. And you want people sitting around arguing, And having that debate. I can't believe so-and-so beat so-and-so. That one sucks. This person's great. All that debate is
it's like you said, it's your typical sports debate of like we both deal with it. You deal with it with the Bruins, I deal with it with the Chiefs and everything. We would have had you by a fucking inch there. If we would have just kicked it a little straighter, we would have been straight.
Right.
All that.
Hey, yo, KJ Nick, what's up, Vance? How you doing? Boston, welcome back. I see you. Christian is in here. I mentioned that. Big Dog, welcome back as always. What do you want to talk about? Well, Nick had something to talk about. That was interesting.
I just admitted I confessed my sins there, Big Dogs. So you out there with the man of quest and everything, you should be happy. I confessed my sins in nome patria filii spiritus sancti. All that.
You have.
I am forgiven.
Right. You have to sing Hulk Hogan's theme song 3 times.
You have to just go catch and fly.
Right. So if Cross would be in the white 6, what would you say? No. Let's not do that.
I can see it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it just it's a good question.
I can see it.
I get stuck on it.
I'm not mad at it.
I don't love it because then what do you just do? Do you abandon everything else that you tried to accomplish? Do you just kind of roll it over?
You could say that with Joe Gacy. Joe Gacy was trying to accomplish shit and everything, and then he ended up in the Wyatt 6.
Joe Gacy lost everything and was just a madman. So he fits. He's like fucking Crazy Nicky's.
Cross is supposed to be a fucking madman. He just gets sold as the advertisement for Trojan.
Trojan man.
All right.
Do you guys use Twitch at all, or are you strictly on the YouTubes? Yeah, we don't mess with Twitch. We really don't, Rick. Predominantly YouTube as far as our streaming goes.
Yes, currently we are strictly on the tubes of you. You can catch us after the fact, what have you, on like Spotify and all that, or catch shorts, all that on TikTok, everything. But yeah, as far as streaming wise, we are strictly right now on the tubes of you. I almost said quickly.
It's a new Uncle Howdy mask. Absolutely. A lot of people have made that. Yes, that's my assumption. So we'll wait and see. Again, it looks intriguing. A lot of people made a big deal about like his hands moved. I was like, okay, his hands moved in the static. Okay,
cool.
Bird, what happened? Like
Ricky Bobby, I don't know what to do with my hands.
I didn't get the significance. I missed it. Triple H knows what he's doing with the Wyatt 6. That is one thing that for anybody that wasn't quite there yet, and it was a lot of people that weren't sold completely. This definitely brings home the idea of the whole family concept, and they really pushed home the family. Like
there was a lot of plurals, a lot of thems, a lot of all of that thrown around.
So we are about 5 minutes away from showtime, folks. I see us creeping up towards that triple digits. Let's get there. Be a friend, tell a friend, and drop this link. Let's see if we can get this moving all the way to trips tonight on behalf of Triple H, I suppose.
Moving on the trips. We're moving to Connecticut, folks.
Let's go. What's up, Eric? How you doing? Mike, good to see you. Why is it called kidnapped when it also applies to adults? I guess your kitty ass.
Because adult napping is just what people do.
Wait, what?
Adult naps? No, you don't nap as an adult.
That's the best shit ever.
Think about it. Adult naps is just fucking common sense. Guilty.
Adult napping. No, 103 likes. Let's go. I love it. Let's go.
Now let's get 103 watching us here live.
Let's go. Where did they go? What's up, AJ? How you doing? Nick just.
By the way, this is a perfect time to remind everybody that, by the way, in case we missed your comment, anything like that, if you want to help support the channel or anything like that, we do have the super chats, the super stickers, the memberships, everything like that. As we've already done the members only stream, we might be doing another one here soon. You never know. So absolutely be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you click all the buttons and everything. We got everything and anything for your pro wrestling needs.
Yeah, do all the things, folks. Do all the things.
Click on like their Howdy QR codes. They'll let you know who's going to be in the Y at 6.
There you go. We're not sure yet, though. It's just guessing.
We have as much confirmation on that as fucking anybody else. So fine, just click it and we'll tell you.
Can we pause the fuck on this, big dog? What the hell? Come on now.
Whoa.
Nick twitches every time KJ starts messing with him. Hey now.
Pause for the cause. Yeah.
MDB, we're not going to click on that one, but Sub Safid, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Alex, just in case I missed you. Danisha, there you go. Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you are well. Geekbox, always a pleasure, sir. How you doing? Go check out Geekbox. Go make sure you check out all his awesome content. Don't miss out on a lot of good reaction videos, starring yours truly sometimes.
Facts.
Us truly. Easy Bake. Let's go. As we are approaching about 2 minutes away from the start of 2 shows, folks. We are watching SmackDown. We will keep an eye on another Friday from Wrestling Revolver. Some compelling stuff going on over that way. Somewhere like
it's so compelling they named it Another Friday.
Another Friday, yeah. That's kind of what it feels like. Come on, guys. Priest versus Drew. Oh,
yeah, no. Either way, but yeah, I had seen this going around. I think we've talked about this. That seems like the foregone conclusion here. How do you feel? Because, well, A, who do you have winning that, and B, how do you feel about this?
Priest versus Drew at Clash. I mean, it's interesting because I feel like Punk keeps poking at, and I saw something today. Was it Gallus put something out? We're taking a shot at Punk about Scotland. Like they keep making references to, like,
most I saw was Joe Coffey going at how everybody got all messed up because Gallus showed back up on NXT. I didn't see anything towards Punk.
Mm-hmm. I want Gallus to join Drew McIntyre and run amok. Let's go.
The kilt line instead of the bloodline.
The kilt line, right? Let's go.
The bagpipers,
right?
I don't mind it, and I think obviously Drew's going to win there. And I say that I'll ask you this, and I'll ask the chat. If and possibly when Damian Priest loses at Clash in the Castle, how do you feel about Damian Priest's run as champion? Like, if it were to end, because that's the thing, is I think this has been the biggest test to where there's probably a strong chance it's going to end there. Like, are you fine with not having a long title reign?
Yeah, a bit of a transitional champion. Again, it's his first one. I'm not that concerned. I do like Damian Priest, but I would understand why he might get knocked off that perch quicker than some people want. Be very intriguing. I mean, there's a story still to be told with the Judgment Day. They now have Carlito. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see how it unfolds. That will be a part of it, but yeah, it definitely has a transitional vibe to it, right? You a lot of times with the Money in the Bank, it's for that moment, right? That big moment more than the actual run.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and I think it's like you said, it's his first one. He accomplished it. The way he got it there, like, honestly, as someone who was, I guess, also even a Damian Priest denier, so I'm batting fucking negative 1,000 with all of this here, of that he still had his cash in. It was still a huge moment. He still had a decent run. We thought there was the potential he could lose it at Backlash, and if he still continues to run it. Oh, I don't.
I got Zen, my guy. So, ladies and gentlemen,
countdown.
Let me know when you got that. SmackDown is kicking off. Nick and I are kicking up. You got what?
Now. Oh, I have forever.
Okay, I got the crown. Let me know when you got the crown. Jeez,
the king went out of his crown. Madas Yahoo. I have
Heavy
together. And I have the warning for Wrestling Revolver as well.
I got 3, 2.
I have the crown now.
Oh, yeah, we're getting a new opening. Let me know when you get the squares, the Brady Bunch.
I just got that. So, like, hiccup.
LA Knight dropping the big elbow, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going back to the Super Show.
Now I got the elbow. You got ahead of me somehow.
We're good. So I got Tama right now.
I don't. I just got Tonga.
There you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, they're showing importance for their live shows as we kick off SmackDown. And we're getting a mixed highlight package between last week and some of the things that happened at the Super Show. Of course, some people were like, I can't believe they did the couple King of the Ring matches at a live event. Yeah, they're selling tickets.
Well, and we talked about this of it. It's ties in perfectly of how they're using Twitch and social media. We fucking talked about it. Did you know they had a Twitch before this? I didn't know they had a Twitch. And so now they probably got 10,000 subscribers because you don't know when Uncle Howdy's going to show the fuck up and everything. And the same people that would have been complaining and throwing angry tweets about because those matches were on a SmackDown are the same ones that are like, can you believe they did this on a house show? So when the fuck would you like them to do the match?
Right. As out comes Jon Moxley on Wrestling Revolver, by the way, opening the night here on Revolver.
How do you feel about him and the Eliminator match with Takeshita?
Why isn't an Eliminator match on a paper?
Exactly.
Why not have just a fucking title match? That know what that tells me? Takeshita's gonna win.
Yeah, but honestly, I think Takeshita should fucking win. Like, I thought the minute he walked out there with the fucking poofy pants looking like a Dragon Ball Z villain, Takeshita should have been the one to take this title off of Jon Moxley. Well, and he's even sat there and said in an interview with DDT and everything of like, he's not fully happy being over in the US.
Right. And here comes the Bloodline and LA Knight split
screen. Bro,
he's
got the red suit, the gloves. He's fucking solo Suge Knight to the T.
Look, he got the blonde down the middle like he's fucking Drew Hill.
She got Tonga's like a truck. Guys, like what?
Jade comes in.
Roman Reigns.
It was put out there today, Nick, that there is no backstage heat or issue with Tiffany Stratton based on it was a social media outrage and it did not go any further than that. Very much like the Ivar shit that was made up.
Well, the Ivar shit's just dirt sheets run wild. My thoughts on the whole Tiffany Stratton thing, and I'll say this because I've been the Tiffany Epiphany fucking cheerleader here. I have serious questions with all of that of just why is it only from one account? Why is there no one that can show anything that she actually showed it outside of it's just a video? And you said she showed it and it caught some traction. I'm not saying either way. I mean, obviously it was deleted as fast if it was even a fucking thing. But there's a lot of just questionable shit, and I feel that's the downside of social media. Like, as we were praising it with the Wyatt and Wyndham stuff and everything, the downside is you can say one thing about a wrestler. Well, Christ, even with Bianca Belair coming out right now, that she's, prego the ego.
Yeah,
you're right. So that's the thing is all you have to do is put out a fucking tweet that catches some attention, and everybody just runs with it like it's gospel.
I feel compelled to tell a collection of neckbeards out there. I know the female body is a bit of a foreign concept, but you can't take light work if you're preggers. Like, they're not they can't wean her off her wrestling because she's pregnant. Like, that's what you're doing.
Little homie's about to be coming out there and be able to hit a 5-star frog splash. He's going to have a 3.5-star Meltzer Classic just coming out the womb.
That's how we got in there in the first place.
Wow. That was a 7-star work rate.
Here comes Tiffany. Wyatt 6 can't have high-profile stars to kick off, as it is just to drown out Howdy. I'd struggle to follow the idea of them following the leader, same way I wouldn't get behind Orton in the family. I liked when Orton was in the family. I thought they did all right with that.
Bro, all he did was put on a sleeveless sweater.
Pretty much. But
I agree. That's all that changed.
Mm-hmm. But I think this goes back to like Karrion Kross. Like, I like the idea that it would be a Joe Gacy, a Dexter, a red beard for obvious reasons. For that reason, like, again, it makes it easier. Like when Mustafa Ali became the head of Retribution, it didn't work because we all knew that Dijak and everyone else in the group could have kicked the shit out of him. We're like, this
No, but you can do that, but you have to build it right.
level.
Like you could have done
Yeah.
that. You just got to work the pieces right here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, back to what we were talking about, even with both women involved in this match, whether it be Tiffany Stratton or Bianca Belair, is just, folks, read past the fucking headline. Actually, just read something and think about it for longer than the 10 seconds it takes you to scroll past something. And you'll probably come out of it with a different perspective. Yeah, I swear to God. You either come out of it with a better perspective and better understanding of it, or you realize that's probably some bullshit.
Yeah, it's the same thing where you talk about these experts, or that these people that have all these opinions and are sitting on streams, you know, pitching off like, oh, we know so much. Well, do you watch this show? No, I don't watch that. Do you watch this? No, I don't watch that. What do you watch? The one show you like? That's great. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, be very cautious where you get your information.
But that's the thing, is that's the terrible thing currently, is that you can get your information from fucking anywhere and everywhere.
But yeah, let me put a poll up on this one. I completely forgot.
Yes, folks, you can let us know who you're taking, whether you're taking Bianca Belair or Tiffany Stratton for round 2. So this is just the SmackDown semifinals of the women's Queen of the Ring, and they will take on, I'm trying to remember who won from Raw. Please, Lord, help me.
EO.
Oh, EO and
Bird Lady.
Oh, Lear. Oh,
right.
So SmackDown's winning this one. So okay.
Oh yeah.
So then whoever wins from whoever comes out top from Raw is winning the men's, because trade off. You know.
I think so. If you look at it on paper, it kind of feels that way, Nick. It feels like Gunther, Jay, probably like, I mean, could Randy Orton get in there? Maybe, but we don't know what's going to happen. I feel like
Randy doesn't need it. Randy doesn't need it.
Never had
Tama would be weird, because then you hang that over Solo. That's weird tension already. LA would be the only shout probably from SmackDown, unless you really think Carmelo Hayes is going to go over Randy Orton and then just have like the rookie sensation run all the way through. Like he's the LeBron James. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Wrestling Revolver has lost audio. Oh, they got it back.
Oh, fair enough. Well,
Myron Reed.
Speaking of audio, Big Mike saying you guys have radio voices. Wrestling for Life, 96.5 FM. Now, is that your way of politely calling us ugly, or is that just saying we sound good?
You didn't say we had radio faces, so I accept that. No, we appreciate it, Big Mike.
If you have a radio voice, that probably doesn't mean you have a camera face.
She dates me for my personality. What's up, Heather?
How you every doing? IWC profile.
Oh my, what's up, Boston? Giving Kevin some love. Richard, good to see ya. Why is Rocco? Why is an eliminator match even at a pay-per-view, and it's not even for their own title for another company?
We can get into this whole double or nothing conversation. Guilty. Facts. Because we can get into this whole conversation on a commercial here, because as one former employee of AEW once said, if everybody's the main event, then nobody's the main event.
Oh, that's another interesting. And I watched a lot of, by the way, folks, right now, Tiffany, there's been a lot of hair play in this particular match, but they got Bianca's leg tied up as
I just have her going knee first in the ring steps here. So we're on 2 different time zones, as I've got Tiffany, and then we go to commercial break.
Okay, so I'm on commercial. We're good to go for now.
Fair.
All right. The eliminator match makes no sense. Folks, we are on commercial break here on SmackDown. We are keeping an eye on Wrestling Revolver as well. Myron Reed and Speedball going one-on-one, I believe.
And not Tony Khan, Mike Bailey.
What happened to Moxley? Moxley came out. Is he just there?
He just did a thing.
Oh, he just said hi, everybody.
Hello, people. Sorry, but you were talking about, we were on commercial break. You were going into the thing.
Yeah, so like this with the pay-per-view, again, I don't love the anarchy, and well, that's a separate question. We'll talk about that in a second.
Mhm.
The triple main event, I watched a lot of AEW fans fighting with each other over the last few days. Of a lot of like AEW accounts are like, this is bullshit. This should be Sasha and Willow. I can't believe they're just doing this. So, you know, it's the third main event, but it's their way of working around it. The fan base isn't happy with the company, even though I don't agree with them.
Yeah, again, right. What up, Suzanne? Jordan, what up? Everything. But
Kirby.
again, I go to the whole, if everybody's the main event, there is no main event. It's not just exclusive to AEW. WWE runs into the same issue, especially when it comes to WrestleManias. A la where the fucking quote discourse came from. To where if everything's a main event, then nothing's the fucking main event. You can have some really cool matches. The main event needs to hold a certain fucking stature to it. Whether it be fucking UFC, wrestling, AW, WWE, that finality, that what you're building your card around, etc., needs to hold some weight, hold some caveat to it. When you do it to where it's just any match could have fucking been it, so then none of that mean to it. If one thing doesn't specifically matter, then why the fuck does anything matter?
Yeah, you're, and again, in all of this, I truly feel bad for Swerve.
Oh, he's had his fucking legs cut out from underneath him. He's out there like, Lieutenant Khan, Lieutenant Khan.
I feel bad for this guy because, like you said, his legs have been cut out. You know, you're world champion. Why would that not be the outright main event to be lumped in? And I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, this might be an unpopular opinion, but if you make Willow Mercedes Moné the main event of the pay-per-view, you are setting those women up to fail miserably. It is not the main event. You cannot follow a 8-man Carnage match and a world title match and then finish with you two. Sorry.
Now, do you think, though, that there's the mind that Anarchy and Arena should finish the show because of what it entails with, like, it's one of those, it becomes the situation of how do you follow that?
Well, and not only that, but based on how they've positioned it in the show, since Dynasty, it's been the most important thing on their show. It was the first thing we saw. It's taken precedence over your champion,
your world champions, all that.
So yeah, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna push that, then yeah, technically that should be the main event. By the way, how'd you feel about Darby coming back?
He's used number 7 of his 9 lives. I mean, shit. You traded one injured wrestler for another injured wrestler. Like, all due respect to Darby, but the fucking Grim Reaper's out here just like getting, sore of knocking on this man's door of like,
right.
All right, my guy, time to be a cripple. But just this man can get hit by a bus, break his feet, still want to climb Mount Everest and be like, I'll show up and have the most chaotic match. Like, if you look at the past 4 months of AEW with Darby Allin, it's insane.
Yeah. Nick, how many people, show of hands, are showing up for work 2 weeks after you got hit in the face with a bus?
Hell no.
And a lot of us aren't taking trash cans and jumping off shit for a living.
Diving through top of the ladder through double panes of glass to where they've got to stitch me mid-match and everything.
His foot's still broken.
Holy crap, he's a crapple.
But we are back to the action. Tiffany is all over Belair right now. Though she's on the outside of the ring trying to compose herself.
I am nowhere near where you are. I right now have Bianca setting up Tiffany for reverses out of a superplex, and Bianca's very much selling the knee here.
Yeah, I got a.
Oh, that was clunky as shit.
All the way slam. Are you ahead of me?
I don't know. You're watching a different match at this point than I am.
Suplex.
I just got a big halfway kind of spine buster there from Bianca onto Tiffany for a 2 count.
Okay, I got the 2 count. Jawbreaker by Tiffany. Let me know when you get there. Oh, roll up.
Okay.
Jawbreaker into a roll up.
I'm going to refresh because I feel like you're in a different stratosphere.
Stop.
You're in a different stratosphere than I am.
That's how you fuck the shit up.
I just got the Jawbreaker.
Okay, you're close.
Oh, that was, yeah. Roll up 1, 2, 2 count.
Another roll up. Another roll up.
Roll up 1, 2. Another roll up 2.
Grabs the foot. Big forearm. Up goes Belair.
Hiccup.
Or, I mean, up goes Tiffany. Up goes Tiffany.
Hiccup.
Down goes Tiffany.
KO. Oh, kind of KOD.
I got you. Oh, hip thrust to the back of the head.
There, we're perfect. No one touch anything.
Yes.
Except for those emojis down at the bottom of the fucking stream and in the chat and everything. And that like, share, and subscribe button. All right.
There you go. 57% of the people in the chat right now are taking Tiffany, Stratton, Tiffany.
Triff, the crime dog.
There we go. So 1 week away from King and Queen of the Ring. We will be here live, 11:30 a.m. Brunch with the boys, 10.
I'm all the way about this. That's why, well, just the weekend shows, sorry, like middle afternoon pay-per-views and everything. Triple H, keep doing foreign shows. Just keep going on the European tour, all of that.
Oh, wow.
Don't do those TKO days and have it on a Sunday in the middle, late in the evening, like Tony.
By the way,
two out
is absolutely cooking, folks. Absolutely cooking.
Again, we've said about the whole card. It feels on that tinge of like if this was an NXT takeover, people would be raving about it. Like this is that Quake of the Lake-ish almost type pay-per-view. This Great Balls of Fire.
Great Balls of Fire is apparently coming back, bro.
Leave Elvis's corpse alone.
Right? But we're getting This Is Awesome chance. And the Fiend is in the front row. Yeah, Dale. So someone else pointed out in the chat as well.
There was somebody just trying to show around a clip of someone moved in the shadows somewhere on a Monday Night Raw, and they're like, that means Uncle Howdy was there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. MDB, I like this comment about AEW. Maybe I'll come back to that during commercial. But the fact that, imagine being perfectly healthy and you haven't been used and they tap Darby fresh off a bus incident.
Oh, are you talking about
like Darby? A Ricky Starks could take that spot, or
I've heard an interesting theory about that I want to discuss when we have time to discuss things, because I feel like sensitivity might be a thing that runs rampant in AEW's locker room.
Yeah. KOD on one leg.
KOD. That's a
what a match. Bye, Tiffany time.
This gets really interesting though, because you could potentially have Bianca versus Jade to decide who wins the SmackDown bracket here. Yeah. So that's why I thought it was going to be. I thought you were more apt to see Tiffany versus Nia versus Bianca versus anybody, or Jade versus anybody, realistically.
Shocker. Bianca won. Now, are you being legit or are you being sarcastic on your shocker? Because the majority of people,
bro.
Right? But yeah, no, big win for Bianca. Great match. The fans were chanting, "This is awesome." Quality wrestling match. And a big win. And I mean, based on your depth chart, Belair should win a straight up match with Tiffany, though Tiffany could have stole it.
Hey, just wait. I still said, and you even mentioned it, she could still be, Miss Money in the Bank here. And I still think it's going to be interesting if we get potentially Jade versus Bianca to finish the SmackDown bracket. We may have not got Gunther versus Ilya, but we might get Bianca versus Jade, and we get the tease of what could be
right? Big Dog thinks this is the Weather Network, but yeah, T's and P's to anybody out there, but yeah, shout out. Next weekend is Double or Nothing, King and Queen of the Ring, and we will be here live, Wesley, for all of it, all of the things.
Right. And so
Myron
Bianca's getting interviewed right after the match.
That's it. Like, you find me EST chance. I like it. I challenge anyone. Go through the wrestling, all the wrestling we've seen this week, Monday to Thursday, and find me a women's match that was that strong. I'll put the challenge out there. If you can name one, I will entertain it. But that's quality.
You have the potential to see one that's technically stronger, but also might be also in the same hand weaker as well.
In Your House may be coming. Yeah, I've heard rumors for welcome back, Byron, by the way. Heard rumors for quite a while about that. They could venture back into the In Your Houses.
NXT does it.
Yeah, that's where they should do it.
NXT is going to be, we've seen it even with the Women's North American Championship and everything. NXT is kind of the guinea pig for a lot of shit.
Sorry, say that again. I got
NXT. Well, we just hit triple digits, so I'll say this as we just hit the triples. I will say it twice, not 3 times. But NXT's already kind of been doing the In Your House and everything, and I said it's been kind of the guinea pig, the testing ground for a lot of stuff. The Women's North American Championship and everything. It's a lot of, will this work here? So then we can elevate this to there.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, and I like it. I don't mind it, and you want, like, I like the fact that they've used some of the old WCW pay-per-views for NXT as well.
I still want my like bash at the beach and everything to where we.
I want a bash, a legit bash. Sol Ruka for the title at Bash at the Beach.
She's got to like surf. She's got to hit a like huge wave and then pop out into a soul snatcher for the 1, 2, 3 while jumping a shark. She's got to be the funds.
That's it. Ruka versus Shark coming up.
Well, we're getting Logan and Cody video package and everything like that here. Now I initially forgot what we were going to talk about before and that we were holding off. And
this one's interesting.
Ricky Starks.
We'll come back.
So,
okay, go.
What? Yeah, no, I've heard the minor rumor that because of his going back and forth with Edge and actually, having this thing called a personality, that's held him back more than anything else. Of one of those of, that don't fly with me, when it's, again, AW seems all about sensitivity instead of drawing.
Yeah, and I mean, I would also argue that there's probably a good chance, because he's publicly friends with a certain Brooks, that it's probably not favorable.
Hey, LA Knight and Logan staring each other down here. All this intervening.
Oh, they just killed the. Now Geekbox thinks they just killed the Queen of the Ring.
No.
I like it.
I think you could get to where you could even go to where Queen Jade, and that starts already, that fast tracks potentially the heel turn. Now it'd be a dangerous game to fast track it, but yeah.
Great match. Hell, it was botch city, very sloppy. Anybody else? We got 105 people in the chat. Did you notice a whole bunch of botches and sloppiness?
No.
Daniel being Daniel. We're good, Daniel. Welcome back, Daniel. What did you say? Tag team Money in the Bank. Ooh, tag team Money in the Bank. There's not enough of a tag team division to give a shit about that. That's the problem right now.
You could have done that when you had Ed and Christian, the Dudley Boys, the Hardy Boys, all that. You could have done that. You can't do that now because that tag division.
Yeah, like, what are the Creeds going to cash in on Awesome Truth? Like,
Right. But so what we were talking about with Ricky Starks.
Ricky, yes. Ricky!
Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think it's plausible. I think, again, I felt for a long time, we've been very public. I come on here every Wednesday we start the Wednesday shows very much of like, we're hoping for the best. And lately it's been a cold run, a dry, cold run. And I think the nepotism, the favoritism, Tony Khan is booking for Tony Khan. In the beginning, Tony Khan was saving these poor wrestlers that fans thought could get better, do better in a different place, and gave them a place. He was Robin Hood. He was robbing from the rich, stealing and giving to the poor, which was us, the fans. We were the poor.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's the crazy billionaire that only books what he likes. And you know that because every single week the same people start the show. How many times have we seen Orange Cassidy open a Dynamite, even though it does nothing for the ratings, does nothing to sell tickets, does nothing to help? And guys like Ricky Starks, who aren't part of that core group of Tony's friends, he's fucked. And he will be in NXT sooner than later because of it.
I will go on record in saying that 2024 / maybe 2025, early 2025, is going to be a watershed moment for AEW because their deal with Warner Brother, allegedly at this point, it runs through the summer, or at least to where they at least have to entertain their offers. Like no one else can bid towards getting AEW, which I don't know how many people are knocking at that door. We'll see. But I think this is when you're going to start to see a lot of those contracts like a Ricky Starks, etc., to where we've joked about it for the longest time of how this man's bags are packed. He's ready to go. He's out the door, the minute that contract is up here. So I think that's the biggest reason as to why he's not getting booked, because I'm not going to put you over before you go over there. And I think that's part of why a lot of people aren't getting booked. They're either injured, hurt, not in Tony's favor, or they're about to be out as soon as their contract runs.
Well, let me ask you this, and I'll ask everybody listening right now, is like I said, we got over 100 people here with us.
Mm-hmm.
If they were doing this takeover angle, like the EVPs are taking over AEW, they're, going after Tony, going after other EVPs. If that was, pick two guys, Eddie Kingston and Moxley, or Eddie Kingston or whoever, but like if it was the Bullet Club that decided to hijack the shows, would that not be better? Would that not be more interesting than the Bucks doing it? Like, to me, the Bucks and Jack Perry being put in such a prominent spot hurt your show because the general audience don't want to watch these motherfuckers. The same thing with Chris Jericho. We don't want to watch him. If Jericho's spot was taken by Ricky Starks, the show would be better.
There's a lot of, if you're saying replacing Jericho with anything, I mean, a fucking staring at a wall might be better here. There's a lot of things you could replace that with.
Yeah.
I still hold fast of they have fumbled the bag more than I've seen a human being ever fumble a bag before, because, like, think about it. CM Punk, 100%. If he was doing this and he sat there and took over your show and blah, 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 what have you, if they were actually working this angle with that, you have a license to print money. It's so amazing that they do what could have been the hottest angle for this company ever. Could have been their positive WCW moment. They instantly turned it into their negative WCW moment here. They became the laughable skin. Everybody's like rats trying to abandon ship right now.
Right. A nice little quick hit here. We're back in the backstage with Jade and Bianca. Jade lets Nia know what's up. They have a little exchange. Very interesting. And someone else brought it up. I mean, is it too soon to have Jade versus Belair?
Dances with it because, like I've said before, if we were initially getting Bianca as a heel before Jade had signed, before we were going to pull the trigger on all of that, we were getting Bianca turning heel. Now it's going to be interesting. You've always said Jade works better as a heel versus a babyface if she's the one that turns, etc. That's the thing, is it might be you dance a little bit with it. That's why I don't discount Geekbox saying Tiffany probably should have won at least that.
I'm okay with Tiffany not winning.
Fuck you.
I would be happy if Cody lost to Logan Paul, actually, Logan is a good talent and has history with Roman. Yeah, just not now. I mean, maybe one day, but
or
not now.
ever.
I mean, why not? He carried this title all right.
You think Logan walks into SummerSlam in Cleveland as the world heavyweight champion?
No, I don't think that. But I do think really one day, if he's still around, there's no reason why he can't be a world champion.
I'll give you that because I'll say Logan's the best celebrity transfer from like celebrity to pro wrestler. Like he's taking this like a fucking fish water. He's the Kurt Angle, how Kurt Angle went from Greco-Roman Olympic style wrestling and everything to pro wrestling. Logan did that with celebrity YouTube to this shit.
So that sets the next match. What is this?
Anyone find it weird that though?
Is Tonga part Chihuahua? Chicago.
I can only have this match if you say
wait double. That's all I hear. Why is he growling?
Well, it's one of those I think we talked about it with Jade. It's interesting how they're clearly on the SmackDown brand, but have nothing but black and red on. Like you couldn't just done that with blue.
All right, I got LA Knight here wearing a vest that says Defiant. Let me talk to ya.
Bro, he looks like he just raided Broken Matt Hardy's fucking closet here with this crushed velvet ass shit.
Logan needs to slow down. Doing too much. Don't want to see him get hurt.
They're teasing Carmelo versus LA Knight.
They're supposed to.
Well, no, well, yes, but I'm still waiting again for the outpour of LA Knight's out here of like he slid down the card, he's gonna do this and that and everything like that. I'm waiting for the outpour of if LA Knight doesn't just run away with everything, that everyone hates it. A la like with Ilya. Well, we didn't get Ilya versus Gunther for free, so Jey Uso sucks all of a sudden. Meanwhile, he had probably one of the best. He has a fucking entrance from Backlash that will live into his Hall of Fame induction.
Absolutely. Where is Howdy? I'm losing patience. Lose your patience, man. It's called a story, right? You can't fast forward to the end all the time. This hasn't been going on as long as the White Rabbit went on. Just to remind everybody, like these clips and videos have been a shorter amount of time that the White Rabbit was.
Were they as frequent?
I think so. Once they started kicking off with the music, now we got them every episode.
No, I think for a long time. I think for a long time we even got to where it was anything before we got anything on TV, and then you would get one every couple of weeks or something like that.
I don't think there was ever a time where they were spaced out by 2 weeks. I really, really don't think that's accurate.
Fair enough. This is barely spaced out by 2 fucking days.
Yeah, I mean, with the exception of like the Twitch thing, this is unique to this. But yeah, we got time. We got time, guys. Like, again, people need to be patient. I know wrestling fans want it all now, but they made you wait a year for Cody to get his belt. So
you're the same guy that says be greedy, and now you want us to talk about patience.
Be patient. You can get everything you want. You just have to be patient.
Be greedily patient.
That's it. You got to. Like, you can't have everything now. Like, you can't tell a story.
But you can have everything. That's what KJ's message is.
Patiently wait, folks. It will all be yours, but all in due time.
We turned this into the Biblix here. We're turning this into the tortoise in the hare.
Now I'm getting Alex Shelley versus Trent Seven. Yeah, that's already kicked off on Wrestling Revolver right now, folks. But yeah, Trent Seven taking on Alex Shelley.
Right. As I've got Tama Tonga out here, as we're about to get Tama versus LNA with all of the bloodline at ringside here. I still want to figure out what is the MFT. I know we've joked about it. Tell us what it is. Motherfucking Tonga.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I think it is.
Just say it. Be an adult. Say it. Not you. I'm saying you were saying it.
I was like, wait.
I know you'll say it. I'm talking about USA Network. Tama Tonga is overshadowing Solo. One, no. And if
No.
you think that, just wait until, Jacob shows up. That's what they're worried about.
Tonga hasn't even spoken but 6 words. He just showed him in the back there growling like his guard dog.
Man's is DMX out here.
Folks.
Dun, dun.
Right? Solo clearly standing above the other two at the moment. And anyone, I don't want to say it, but like really, if you see it differently, you're missing something.
Solo is the Tony Soprano of this bloodline right now here.
Right. So is Tama definitely winning this one?
Yes. Now the question is how, because that's the thing is I don't, like I said, if it's a clean win, that's when you're gonna get they're burying LA Knight, all of that. It's got to be involving the bloodline, and you eventually, I could see to where maybe WWE could do a WWE versus the bloodline storyline, a la AEW versus the Elite. They just make fucking sense a little bit more. But yeah, I could see to where Tama wins, you set up him versus Randy Orton, and Tama wins via bloodline interference.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, I think you get him to the final, or you get him close to the final. We still have Jimmy lurking in the woods. He's going to want some payback at some point. There's
could that be where you pop that off?
Yeah,
that'd be a big thing to do. Like you do that the same show you potentially debut Howdy, because are we at least in agreement, or have at least heard the rumor that that's where they debut Howdy is at Queen and King of the Ring?
I don't think that.
Oh, really? So when do you think they pull the trigger on that?
I think we're close. I think we're really, really close, and it could be. I have no idea, but I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. I'm very skeptical. Okay. I'm just not there yet with it. A lot of people thought backlash, and then when we didn't get a backlash, they pouted. So
right.
Again, I'm always hesitant about what is going to happen at a Saudi show. Just the way the nature of it.
Valid. I think that's even a bigger statement as to why we're only getting one title instead of 2 titles. Granted, there was talks about how a potential SummerSlam or something might go to Saudi because they've allegedly extended their deal or whatever.
I heard it was going to be Royal Rumble 2027.
I know it was one of kind of like the big 4 that was at least thrown out there. Certainly, probably not a Mania. I mean, fuck.
They want a
Mania. Yeah. Shit, if you're gonna start a Mania and at like noon on a Saturday, I'm kind of all the way for it.
Okay with it, really.
You can have that. Tell you what I'm mad at. Fuck, I can't say that though with Saudis. So, but yeah, do it in the UK. Do it in the UK.
Tama Tonga for the win right now. 63% of the people are taking Tama. Howdy is king. And that's the option. Like, I mean, again, people have talked about Howdy going after Cody. I don't like it. Could you have a babyface winner, the King of the Ring, and then Howdy go after him? Are they going to try and connect it to old storyline like LA Knight being Bray's last opponent? Do they circle back to LA? We don't know. Do they go after?
I think you debut it initially ambiguous, and then absolutely. You can figure out with that of you do it to where they just kind of show up, or even like I said, they don't even have to show up in ring. You could just have a Howdy thing or a Howdy reveal or what have you, and then he takes the mask off and it's Taylor Rotunda, all of that. Yeah. Like that could be a thing.
I'm sure Tonga was in a faction with LA Knight and Drew in TNA.
Oh. You talk to people as I will Google, I guess, some alleged faction.
Doesn't jump off.
God only knows though what happens with TNA. TNA is like the fucking wasteland of pro wrestling. All due respect, Anthony. Please don't come at me with your hat. But like TNA is great, but it still also has a bunch of shit that you're like, wait, that happened in wrestling? Oh, it happened in TNA. Oh, I never thought of that.
Right? The Tongas have one more brother who is 6'8" and not in WWE yet.
Hikuleo!
Yeah, let's go. I love Hikuleo.
Yeah, he just won the New Japan Tag Team Championship, so I don't know how soon he's coming over.
What's up, John? How you doing? Got LA Knight for the win. Bootleg Tribal Chief. Rude. Bootleg Suge Knight.
Which would you rather be, a bootleg Tribal Chief or a bootleg Suge Knight? I think I'd rather be a bootleg Tribal Chief.
Tribal Chief. But we are off and running, folks. Tama Tonga taking on LA Knight in the semifinal. Well, technically quarterfinal, how they're breaking it down, but the SmackDown semifinal.
Right.
And right now, as I close this up, we got 60% of the 58% of the chat taking Tama. So Tama's a slight, not an overwhelming favorite. Some people still have faith in LA Knight.
So, to confirm previous comment, they were in what is called the Rising. It was Tama Tonga, or yeah. Or no, was it Tongaloa? Yeah, it was Tongaloa. Fuck off, Tama Tonga. It was Tongaloa.
Yeah, Tongaloa.
The other Tonga. And Drew McIntyre and LA Knight were in a faction called the Rising in TNA.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, okay. Is it? Oh,
then again, with Tongaloa, that's Camacho returning. So
that is definitely Camacho. Right. I'll get to that in a second, but I find it funny because we got Solo, who's the brother of the Usos. Then we got Tonga, who's the brother of Tama. None of them have the same last name at all. Like, everyone's just, are we really family? Do we have different dads?
It's the mercenary tactic here. It's it's a tinge of the mercenary.
Fair enough.
Well, they're at least Polynesian. They might not be Samoan or Tongan or what have you, but at least they're Polynesian.
There you go. Faction was called the Rising. There you go. Slipped through the cracks.
Solo it didn't rise through the cracks. It slipped through them.
Oh, Solo's up on the apron. Tonga Lowe's up on the apron. LA Knight's cornered. Solo looks ridiculous.
LA Knight in the turnbuckle.
I'm not a fan of his look. It doesn't fit him. It does fit. What do you mean it doesn't fit him? What would you want him to wear?
Bro, with the little with the rat tail ponytail and everything, with the gloves, he's a curtsy away from Hunter Hearst Helmsley. from Solo Hearst Helmsley. The rat tail doesn't do it for me. The same thing at Backlash when he looked like a rooster going caw and everything. Just not to sound like C. Montgomery Burns, but maybe just instead of shave them sideburns, shave that mohawk.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. As Tama with a huge clothesline, LA on the floor, and I believe we're about to get a commercial spot. There we go, folks. So we are back in commercial. I'll take a moment to remind everybody out there, we are back on Monday and then all week long. Huge week, stacked full of go-home shows. So don't miss out. Be a friend, tell a friend. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and blow up this chat. We're still hovering around 100. So get in there, take this link, share it with people, and see how big we can get this number here tonight.
100%. You're doing your friends a disservice. You're being a bad friend if you're not out there spreading the good gospel of wrestling for Life Network out there with anybody.
Remember when Roman was called a bootleg John Cena? It's true. It happened.
Everybody gets compared to the guy that they're Christ. Yeah. You've seen it in hockey. Not trying to speak out of turn here, but Matthews to Gretzky. I know I've seen it in basketball, everything with LeBron, Jordan, all of that. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. There's always that generational debate amongst anything. So it is what it is. I mean, people are going to make it comparable. A lot of people, Ricky Starks can't go to WWE. They already have The Rock. And I'm like, LA Knight worked it. Come on now.
Facts. Now, well, and how do you feel? I'll ask you this, and I don't know. Do we want to talk? Well, no, we've talked about the triple main event. I'll ask you about the ratings then. Because I have a feeling about all of this as we're in commercial break of 672 for AEW, and everybody's out there of, well, they had the playoffs on and they had this and that. Don't they do the playoffs every year around about the same time with
Absolutely.
almost damn near the same teams on the same channels, on the same networks? I don't know of anything that's really changed networks or anything recently here. So there's one common denominator here that seems to be going down, and it ain't the fucking ratings for playoff hockey, basketball, anything.
No, I mean, this is a long-standing the excuses. That's all we get is excuses, excuses, excuses. Now, when something goes well, they're, oh, look what we did. But every time it goes bad, it's not their fault it went bad. The playoffs are at 7 days a week right now. Basketball playoffs, hockey playoffs, all the playoffs, they continually come up. It's not a surprise. It's nothing new. You've had an opportunity here with moving Rampage and having a couple 3-hour blockbuster shows. They could have sold us on a special Dynamite, 3 hours. Don't miss out. They didn't do it. They could have booked better content. They didn't do it. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck for the excuses because we know other places are getting more views. So even if you say on a small number, there's 2.5 million wrestling fans willing to watch TV. They haven't cut their cord or cut their cable. They're there. Why are they not watching your show? And better yet, ignore the WWE. You're not doing the numbers you used to do. So what? Did more of your fans become basketball fans this year? What is the excuse when you're competing?
Well, that's the thing, is that's like the core of this argument here of like the playoffs are still there at the same time on the same channel on the same network, and you're doing worse. I think there's a fucking line there. I don't think it's them stealing viewers away. I think it's just you turning viewers away.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a concern. Now, if you are a billionaire who's just running your own little vanity project, well, then it's not a big deal. Warner Brothers, again, there's mixed reviews. Some people are saying Warner Brothers is happy, a deal is imminent. This whole thing about Warner Brothers, they want to keep their cards close to their chest and blah, 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 seems really fishy to me. It's an odd thing that
No,
keeps
I will say this as LA Knights got kind of cut up on his shoulder there, and I shout out Lady B saying Solo looks like the weekend of,
I can't feel my face when I'm
with you. I can feel my oos when I'm with you, but I love it. But I think that Time Warner's waiting for the NBA fucking shit to fall because they don't know whether they're going to retain the NBA rights or anything like that. They're waiting about that way before they're even worried about AEW. And that's the thing, is that's why you have reports coming out of, well, this, working agreement or this, open to discussion, everything goes all into the summer, because we're not going to get any sort of resolution because they don't give a shit. They're waiting for the NBA to fall, their actual money draw to fall, before they give a shit about AEW, respectfully. And I'm not saying that, one company's on a giant totem than the other, but yeah.
Basement drop kick to the outside. Down goes Tonga Loa.
I got LA Knight and I got the South Rock Bottom. As Tama Tonga picks up the win.
There you go. So LA Knight is out.
I'm triggered by the Howdy of there. My screen went black for half a second. I'm like, wait, is there going to be something?
I could even go for, you're not going to get a average eat this year. Sorry, Rick. Bad timing, but big win for Tama Tonga. Of course, helped by the bloodline as anticipated. So there you go. Tama to the finals on the SmackDown bracket. We'll take on the winner of Hayes and Orton. My money's on Orton. He already set the table.
Sorry. So do you get Randy versus Gunther or Randy versus Jay?
It could be Tama versus Jay, buddy.
And yeah, I mean, that'd be a really big thing, but it's one of those of, is that not a big shift? Because it's even one of those, like, if Tama wins, you can't hold the King of the Ring over Solo, then he's already diminished.
Jay might win.
If Jay wins it kind of diminishes Solo
Why does Jay win it diminish Solo?
You haven't reached this, bitch. Of one of those of you're just the placeholder because Roman ain't there.
Because Jay won the King of the Ring?
They're brothers, so.
But they're not even on the same show.
I understand that, but I mean,
so I don't think
you have brothers. I have brothers. Like, if I win anything, I'm holding that over everybody.
I guess. I don't know if it directly would impact Solo on that one, but at the end of the day, you could technically get Jay versus Tama. Now, how do we get Gunther out of the way? That would be the intriguing part.
Yeah.
But Ilya, maybe, yeah. But Tama versus Jay with Jimmy getting involved makes sense on a lot of levels.
Gunther versus Randy Orton.
It could end up being Gunther versus Randy Orton. It really could.
It probably is going to be. And think about it, though. If you're Gunther and you cement yourself as arguably the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, and now you're King of the Ring, and you go over arguably a first ballot Hall of Famer, like the definition of a blueprint of a WWE guy and everything, like, that really kind of cements that fucking stake home there of you are not only a guy, you're kind of the guy.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be, again, there's so many layers and so many possibilities to all of this. And for anybody, again, I'll leave it to the chat, guys. How do you feel about the King of the Ring tournament? I'm really happy with it. I'm very convinced that they've created a lot of possibilities, a lot of different angles. We're getting great matches. And now even we're into the final four and we're still like, which one of these four are going to win this?
It's significantly better than what they did the last year or so here, to where when you had Zelina and Xavier win it, no disrespect to them, but they won it and you're like, all right, that's a nice little fucking trophy to have on your fucking desk and everything. Cool. This, they're showing the crown out before they walk out to the ring and everything. And this is full of top line performers here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I recently watched some old King of the Rings. Like, there was, like, Bad News Barrett taking on R-Truth in the semifinals. Like, there were some mistakes made, right? Like, Bad News Barrett versus Neville in the finals of the King of the Ring, like, and nobody cared.
The fact that it took me like the third time of you saying Bad News Barrett versus Bad News Brown and saying R-Truth, and I thought that could have still been a matchup that happened. I was like, fucking man's on it, my guy. I gotta go back and watch that match.
Right? See, Big Dog thinking Gunther Orton. I think that's a fair shake, man. I got no issue with a Gunther Orton match. I got no issue with Tama Jay. I got no issue with Jay Orton, even though that makes less sense. Tama Gunther doesn't make sense.
Though that everything that we're even down to essentially the final four, and we still could guess any way it could go. Now, Christ, there's even a discussion you could say of Carmelo goes over Randy, but that's
listen. The Bloodline show up later tonight, Nick, and fuck with Randy. Carmelo goes over Randy. Tama has to fight Carmelo. Randy shows up to fuck Tonga. And next thing you know, it's Carmelo versus Gunther. What? Like,
Carmelo versus Gunther.
Right? It could all happen. That's the fun part.
That's the crazy part, is that literally it could all change on a fucking dime here a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, Carmelo.
Oh, I'm getting an advertisement for Allegiant Stadium.
Oh, yeah, we just got, okay, you're right there. Good.
I got LA Knight walking backstage with Lil Nate, and he bumps into Carmelo.
I'm gonna go check if they're okay, sir. I'll be right back.
You fine. You go play Lil Nate here. as KJ's taking a pause for the cause, is I've got LA Knight and Carmelo Hayes kind of posturing up here with little niche in between them here. This really sounds good for even, like, this is just a really good matchup to have in the future here. Like, imagine you just get on a free SmackDown LA Knight versus Carmelo Hayes here. That's the thing, is SmackDown, like, WWE has managed to blend that talent in perfectly, and that's been almost a little bit of the issue with NXT. Of they've almost been robbed of, what made them great right now. So they're in a kind of little bit of a holding pattern, as I've got Nick Aldis coming out right now to set up the contract signing, as I've got Logan Paul coming out right now. Geekbox saying, I feel King of the Ring lost its magic the moment they stopped making it as a number one contender champion to the story Kurt and Booker told as King of the Ring, threatening the champion was gold. 100%. Well, it did very much cross that line. Like, we could do a whole fucking retrospective. We really wanted to take the time and everything of going into, once you had almost a round of like King Booker with Charmel and everything, is about when you kind of passed over too far with the King of the Ring, and then you went way too far with Corbin and wearing fucking Sheamus. 100% was terrible as the King of the Ring. So you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain, and they very much became the villain. But I think it's interesting with King of the Ring now, of that you've at least got, holy shit, I had a fucking stroke for a minute and thought this man in the gray suit was Vinnie Mac there. He looks like if WCW was to do their version of, like, anyone remember the billionaire Ted shtick and everything like that, this fucking man would be playing Vinnie Mac. But yeah, now that they've actually got like top tier talent and main event talent involved in the King of the Ring, I think adds another layer. And it's anytime, once you put some sort of fucking emphasis behind it, is when it really kind of feels that level here. As I've got Madman Fulton going at Ace Austin right now on Wrestling Revolver, and I've got Adrenaline in my soul. Anyone else out there waiting for it's not going to happen super soon, but it will happen, waiting for the Cody Rhodes heel turn here, to where he becomes, instead of Captain America, he becomes more Homelander. He's, more of the D-bag politician. Because I think that's going to happen at some point here. It works out too well, I feel. I get an old-fashioned scramble on Wrestle Revolver. There you go. Well, I don't know if you're watching it in the morning or the afternoon or the evening here with having a scramble. Happy breakfast to you. Wow, Corey Graves said both belts will be on the line at PLE. I have not seen that. I have not heard that. I have not confirmed that. And we're about to have the contract signed, and that's going to confirm that. So if anyone else out there can confirm that statement, please let me know, because to me, it would be the biggest blunder in not only Cody Rhodes' reign as champion, as Logan Paul's reign as champion, which I think potentially he's currently the longest reigning champion in WWE. But yeah, this needs to be for one belt. You need Cody Rhodes to be Logan Paul, especially, to be walking into Cleveland, a town known for losers, as champion, and 100% to get that kind of potentially babyface reaction. Now, granted, they've got both titles up here on the podium, the little totem that they've got here, so potentially, as Cody's out here by himself, as Logan's got a whole posse of who gives a shite. Anyone would be better than Sloppy Joe Christian? What? I want to see Nick wrestling WWE. Desmond, no, you don't. Actually, you know what? I'll say this. If you want to see me, KJ, and Antino of that wrestle in the WWE, 100% WWE 2K24 exists. Download us into make us as a playable character on the community creations and everything like that. I'll buy the game and play as myself, can wrestling whoever here and everything. But make the predictions championship, all of that. Add the Wrestling for Life Network into the community creations. But that's about the closest you can ever see me wrestling as a pro wrestler here. Outside of just, I take bumps. I'll be Brooklyn Brawler. I'm a job guy. As Cody's out here cutting a promo saying, on this day, 32 years ago, did you imagine you'd be here? The Prime Street Posse. Yeah, a little bit. Shit, that's not a easy big. You know what? You're going to start for that. That's not a bad one. The Prime Street Posse. Logan, Shane McMahon. I want to see Nick and Cage on commentary in WWE Raw and SmackDown. I'd be all the way game for it. Hey, Christ. Even there's AEW. We'll do the alternative commentary. JCW shit's even coming back. GCW, all of that. Wrestle Revolver. We've always said we're the wrestling buddies you can't get in real life. We're the alternative commentary you need in your life. And again, even when the wrestling sucks, we never do. So 100%. We're your alternative commentary for everybody. We're your, director's cut for anything in pro wrestling here. Man, I got this. Cody's out here just shouting out all the fans with random sign. Like, how do y'all feel? How does the chat feel? Is Cody Rhodes boring as a champion, as what some people say online? Or is it just, it's a new era of wrestling, or at least as a champion on SmackDown? As Cody's even saying, I'm a fan of pro wrestling. I'm a fan of what I do. And he considers Logan Paul a tourist. Not a bad take. I kind of like it. The Prime Street Posse. Who's beat guys? Oh, God. As Cody's hyping up him being a Grand Slam champion. So you know what this is setting up here. This is going to be when the heel points out of it's only just for this title. Again, I swear to God, anyone else out there watching this, you can let me know if I'm wrong, if I'm on all the vitamins. But homie out here with the gray suit and the mustache and everything, if he isn't trying to be, Kennedy, Vince, Man Mick out here, I don't know what the fuck he's trying to be, but this is out here 100% just playing, VKM. But is it weird to anybody as Logan just he got heat, he's got attention here. But Logan's gotten the better of Cody in all of these promo interactions here. Like, the huge chance are for you suck at Logan. They're not, no big reaction for Cody. And I mean, granted, you want your heel to get heat, all due respect. But at the same time, Logan's just, he's a fucking natural. I hate the man. I hate the man of what I've seen on YouTube and everything and all of that shit. But the man's, it can make it work as a heel in pro wrestling. Cody getting 2 belts. I met Nick Aldis, the guy on TV. Desmond, sure, I don't know what you said. What did you say? I'll just try and scroll up. Now you have. Oh, I want to see Nick wrestle in WWE. Oh, I see. Yeah, well, thanks. Way to get my hopes up. So Logan's saying of when he was talking about title for title, that's what he said, not what he agreed to. So what he agreed to is he's not putting his title on the line. So he agreed to and signed the contract for it's just Cody Rhodes' title on the line. So again, thankfully, respectfully, we only have it for one title, but we do have two titles and two champions coming back here right now as KJ's coming back.
There we go. There we go. He brought his own lawyer and his own contract. The perfect heel move. The way to get out of both titles. It's perfect.
You were on a pause, but so it's been the Mean Street Prime Squad has been named behind Logan Paul. And I've been saying, if this man had a little bit more of a Walt Disney mustache, he might be cosplaying VKM.
Right? But I think instead of these Prime guys, it should be Theory and Waller behind them.
Oh, absolutely. Excuse me, are you threatening my client? I like how Cody's out here by himself, but Logan's got a whole squad.
That's the way it's supposed to be. We see too often where the baby face outnumbers the heel for some reason. Much better when the heel has an entourage and the baby face doesn't.
Yeah, who would have thought these two guys with history in Japan would be out here facing each other for the WWE Championship?
People giving a shout out to the lawyer.
Instead of Better Call Saul, it's Better Call Vinny.
So he's getting tons of heat right now.
By the way, we haven't even talked about this. Shout out. This is only slightly apropos as I've got Ethan Page on Wrestling Revolver, but we are in Jacksonville, Florida for WWE Smackdown.
Right.
And let's look at the attention.
Look at the crowd.
And we're doing this in your backyard.
Who's the lawyer guy? Desmond with the right answer. He's a lawyer, but yeah,
he's a lawyer.
They went down to Jacksonville and they packed that building. Wouldn't you think the preeminent company, the better, where the best wrestlers wrestle, would sell this many tickets to a wrestling show?
Right.
As Logan throws the contract at Cody, Cody gets a pen. You fly-by-night human hat rack. Ooh.
Oh, I just got there. The honeymoon with you
is over.
Well, and I'll ask you this as you were on a pause of how do you feel about Cody even saying, like, this is what I'm passionate about, this is what I live for. Like, I'm a fan of this. I consider you a visitor.
Yeah, 100%. The sentiment of the wrestling fan base. Like, that's what you want out of your baby face is say everything the fans feel.
Huge fucking reaction for Cody.
Yeah.
Is this the best thing for Cody?
Oh, but over. Like we've seen you do a flip. Stephen P. New.
But is this, though, the best thing for Cody since Roman? Like, realistically, he had nothing else going. And this was kind of, this is over like Rover. This is 100%.
Logan Paul.
This is why I'm glad it's not for both belts, because you get Logan over and you get Cody attention.
Yep. And Logan Paul has way more heat than AJ Styles. Sorry, AJ, we love you. Great match at Backlash. But listen to the fans. The fans are going nuts because Cody Rhodes put a nobody through a table. Didn't put Logan Paul through the table. Didn't bloody Logan Paul. Logan Paul's not standing over Cody, and Cody's bleeding. No, One of the lackeys got taken out and the crowd goes insane because they want so bad for Cody to beat this man up now.
Again, Logan Paul has been the best transition from celebrity personality to pro wrestling.
Yeah, 100%. It's undeniable. Like, anybody that brings up Bad Bunny makes my head hurt.
He was a great entrance, and he can hit a Canadian destroyer like, Petey Williams and Scott D'Amore. Outside of that, Logan Paul, at this point, I consider him a pro wrestler. Do you consider him I think he's folded into that. He's a pro wrestler at this point.
Yeah, he's a pro wrestler. Like, he's been there long enough. As Nia Jax coming out to the ring, but he's been there long enough. He's the longest reigning title holder in the company right now.
That's a scary thought.
Right? Who would have thunk it? At one point in history, in wrestling history, Logan Paul would be the guy holding a belt longer than anyone else.
Burn it down to the ground.
Nia Snorlax. That's not nice.
Speaking of not nice, you beat me to my punch, so I'm gonna go punch on out of here.
There you go. So Nick's going for a Snorlax of his own. We are rolling along, folks. It's going to be a good one. Up next, as we head into commercial break, it will be Nia Jax taking on Jade. We will see this what this match has for us. If you are just tuning in, we have an eye on Wrestling Revolver. Ethan Page. That's right. Ethan Page from AEW fame just picked up a win, I do believe. So that is rolling along as well. And we have all your action for the rest of the night tonight. Make sure you get in that chat. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Let's see if we can get more than 102. Let's see if we can push this up to 125, 130, 140. And we are heading towards 5K subs. So if you know anybody out there that likes wrestling content, send them our link. We want to hit the next milestone. We're getting closer and closer and closer. And we appreciate everyone for being with us tonight. Let's go, Cody. Yeah, from my money, Cody and Logan Paul are doing exactly what they should be doing. I don't love contract signings. I thought this one was half decent because you had the added caveat of the lawyer. Logan Paul brings his lawyer with his own contract. He does not want to defend his title. He wants Cody's title, and that's what ends up happening. He got the babyface so mad. The babyface said, "Fine," signs off. We are getting a match for Cody's title and only Cody's title. I thought well played. Great segment. Good energy. The crowd was into it. Full marks. As Rich Swann is coming out in Wrestling Revolver right now. Cody Rhodes' next opponent, Solo Sikoa. Not yet. We have to establish more with Solo, I think. And could that tie into something with SummerSlam or whatnot? Possibly. But I don't know. We got to be careful with Solo a little bit. Jade will win. Actually, I'll put up a poll about that right now, folks. Remember, we do have the like button, and we also, I guess I should like my own screen. We also have the little reactions to help that algorithm. But let's put a poll up. Who's going to win this one? Between Nia Jax or Jade. Let me know who you taking, who you got. That match is going to be good. We'll see. Again, I'm not positive, but I want to see it. I want to see how they do with this. Who do you see Cody facing at the Castle? Good question. I mean, it will be very intriguing. Okay, we're going to do Logan and Saudi. I don't know, man. I think it's up in the air. That's a very, very good question. I don't know. Who would come out of the pack at this point? Again, if you're not going right back into the bloodline, which I hope you're not, if you're saving something like The Rock or Roman in SummerSlam or at SummerSlam, I don't think Solo is there as far as the story goes yet. Who would fight him? That's a great question. Jade for the win. Jade for the win. So is The Miz? He came from MTV. Logan isn't doing anything The Miz didn't already do. Big Mike, you got a valid point, man. I mean, we've seen, Logan's not the only one that's made this transition. He's done it really well. And actually, technically, you got to give Miz his flowers for kind of what he went through, right? Not being accepted, not being believed in. Logan's going through very similar. So you got there's definitely parallels between the two. As I got Jade coming out, an absolute star. Big pop for Jade. So Cody held up the U.S. title. Do you think Nick changes the contract? No. Ridge, they can't do title for title because then you have one of two options. Cody wins both, or there's a squash finish, like nobody wins, right? No contesta. Which again, in a main event, no contest isn't a great way to go out. Cody having both belts kills your mid card. Yeah, that's I don't see that changing. Cody took Logan to school. I like Cody. I thought he did really well when he gets fired up. And I think Cody's best promos are when Cody is actually going back and forth, opposed to some of his monologues, some of his almost political addresses, if you will. So yeah, for my money, I thought this whole segment banged. Dun, dun. So Jade and Jax up next. Aldis, he and Cody have history, plus Cody's disrespected him multiple times, such as during this segment, that segment. Yeah, I don't see it yet. I don't think they're going to go the Aldis route yet. I don't. So, yeah, I don't imagine that's going to be anything of note yet. Jade for the win. Right now, let's see. 65% of the people are taking Jade. So, we're not overly confident as Nia starts. Wow. Wasting no time. Would love Cody and all this to run it back. It'd be great. Absolutely, Key. I got no problem with it. I would love it. KJ, when they cut a promo for Cody versus Logan, did they rethink Cody becoming Grand Slam champ? I don't think it was ever on the table, John. Not like this. Not now. Him being, two belts. Oh, as Jade talking to what I believe would be her daughter. Nia says your mom sucks. Yeah, Jade daughter at ringside. But yeah, no, I don't think the priority right now is make Cody a Grand Slam champ. Cody's got several years ahead of him. If he wants to run that, fine. He can do that at a later date. But I can't see it happening now. Uh-oh. I'm still here. All right. Tell Triple H that Boston, he's going to do what he wants to do, man. If not Solo, maybe Drew. Save Cody versus Solo for SummerSlam. Who knows? Yeah, Drew won't be going after Cody anytime soon. Yeah, Solo, maybe not yet. And then the rumor still is potentially Cody versus The Rock at SummerSlam. So hold on tight. But Nia is all over Jade, laying a beating on her. So Cody and Logan went off the rails in the first promo. No, I don't think so. And you even saw it here, right? It was like Cody and Nick, all this is in. Wow. Jade gets DQ'd. Jade hits Nia with a chair and gets DQ'd. All right. The crowd's booing. The crowd's not happy. She grabs Nia by the throat. Nia grabs her back. This is like a stalemate. I love how they did this. I'm okay with this. Nia for the win. Yeah, I guess I could stop this now being the match is over. So Nia Jax will be moving on. Jade has been eliminated due to disqualification. Disqualification. They're still fighting. That's what I love about this. Yeah, your mom sucks. No, she doesn't. Spear into the ring post. Again, we got a Pokemon reference during the chat. I was hoping, over my head. Assuming Roman returns before SummerSlam to challenge Cody, for the belt instead. It's possible. It's highly possible. We have not heard from Roman. How long will Roman be gone? Will he be back? Who do you have winning, Swan or Jake Priest? Swan. Jake. I'll go Jake. Listen to the crowd. Now, if anybody thinks that this was a bad ending, if anybody thinks that, oh, they screwed up here, listen to the building. Like, look how much they created, like a holy shit. When we finally get these two women back in the ring, it's going to be crazy. I like this, man. Nia Jax for the win didn't happen. Nia won. Yeah, sorry, Nia did win. Nia won. What? Yes. I foresee Cody versus Solo at Money in the Bank and start getting ready for The Rock and Cody at SummerSlam, potentially. Maybe does Cody have to fight Tama instead? Maybe. Again, we're getting a lot of surprises. I mean, the outcome of the match we just got did not expect, so I don't know. I voted Nia. Good job, Keyshawn. No! Nia for the win. Desmond, thank you so much for the super chat. Remember, folks, if you want to stand out in the chat and guarantee we click on your message, super chat's the way to do it. Thank you so much, Desmond. Nia for the win. Nia takes the W. So if you were just tuning in, Nia will face Bianca in the finals on the SmackDown bracket, the semifinals overall. Tiffany lost to Belair earlier tonight, and Nia just got the win by DQ. Jade hit her with a chair. They continue to fight right to commercial break. We are in commercial break right now. We are also watching Wrestling Revolver as Rich Swann is in control with Jake Priest outside of the ring. Rolling, folks. What do you think? Let's go. Nia, 1 and 2. That sucks. Ooh, lots of bleeps. I like it. Nia getting destroyed. Again, both women look like a badass. Nobody came off weak. The crowd was super into it, folks. I don't know how you feel at home, but the crowd in the building loved it. Yeah, there's apparently a lot of cursing. Bullshit fans are saying. There you go. Nia pulled a Christian Cage power move on Jade's kid. 100%. Your mom sucks. I love it. Tiff's outfit, now Jade's outfit. Dear Lord, I think Castle is Cody and is a handpicked person, or Cody does an open challenge or a triple threat. Orton, LA Knight, versus Hayes to decide. All right, lots to unpack there. I mean, I don't know. Again, LA Knight, Orton, maybe. I want Orton Cody, but I want it to be substantial. So I don't want it just to be a filler rivalry. If Cody and Orton are going to go, you're going to need a heel turn out of Orton, and it's got to be something that goes for a while. Thank God SmackDown is leaving Fox. This is almost unwatchable with all the sound cuts and the blackouts. Yeah, a little too much. I agree, but yeah, bring on the USA Network. As here comes DIY. I will point out, Ciampa not looking overly happy. I don't know if anybody else sees that, but Ciampa looks pretty reserved. Maybe even he's sick of DIY. All my picks are wrong. Well, the odds are not in your favor this particular eve, apparently. Did this DQ avoid Jade versus Bianca too soon? 100%, John. 100%. I asked that question earlier tonight. When Belair went over Tiffany, my concern was too soon. Even if they did it like they have a really good match and they still respect each other, too soon. And this match did everything. It wasn't much of a match. It was more of the angle, more of the story. And I thought it was well done. By both ladies, I thought it was well done. As right now, we are getting the LWO, or Legado, the other LWO, taking on DIY. We have the tag champs at ringside. 1-0. They're not saying holy shit. They're saying bullshit. Yeah, the fans they're not supposed to be happy. The baby face got DQ'd. So, yeah, definitely. But, man, the crowd was loud. Imagine if we get Jade versus Rhea down the line. Again, possibly. All those big matches. I saw a thing when I was on my break where Bailey was talking about the idea of now, if you're watching the Queen of the Ring right now, it makes you feel like you know, a WWE Evolution Part 2 is in order. That, you know, an all women's pay-per-view. Um, she feels like there's enough depth to hold that. I don't disagree with her. Just looked at the SmackDown roster. You're right, Boston. I thought Drew was on SmackDown. No. So, no, he's on the other side. Cody versus Shinsuke. That'd be interesting. We've already done Cody Shinsuke pretty extensively. I wonder if they would run that back, but I feel like we've got a lot of that leading, you know, that was killing time until Cody got back to Roman. So I don't know. That was weak. Nah, I don't think so. You're fair to think that. I didn't think it was weak at all. Thought it was really well done. And again, both women look like powerhouses. Both women look like they want to rip each other apart. It makes sense. And again, it's got intrigue to it. I have to give them marks. Awesome brawl with the women. I like it. I was thinking of them going the other way with Tiff winning and Jade winning, but this is good too. Fair enough. I appreciate that. I thought Tiffany was going to win, to be 100% honest with everybody. I really thought Tiffany was going to move on. As double or clotheslines in stereo, legato to the outside, DIY up over. They're going to jump on the apron and give us our commercial spot. Pat on the back. Crowd cheers. We're good to go. Who are you taking in this match, by the way? We didn't go to commercial. That's usually the commercial spot. Big chop by Ciampa. Shinsuke is a good shout, big dog. They have to get him on TV, though, to make him worth the damn. Yeah. Shinsuke is pretty quick, right? Like, they reintroduced Shinsuke into something. He's just kind of like there. Why did Nia Jax insult? We got a QR code right now. Any QR codes? We just got one now. It literally just hit on the way to commercial. Why did Nia Jax insult? Because she's a bad guy. She's a heel. I was hoping for another. Oh my Lord. Yeah. I think they were hoping for more. Big Nick, if you can hear me, I need you to return. That protects Jade versus Bianca match down the line. Yeah, it protects Jade, Bianca. It also, what it does is, again, Nia looks strong. Jade looks strong. Neither one of them lose. So there's no debate on who went what way. Like, I think at the end of the day, it was really well done.
Speaking of well done, segue.
Well, I gotta fix something.
Okay, you do that. As I am back, as KJ's taking a pause for the cause, we are in a commercial break right now. As yes, so I will ask, so are we getting Nia versus Io, or are we getting Bianca versus Io? Because does anyone have Lyra taking up the win over Io going into this year? The Queen of the Ring has been great. I'm very interested with the choices here, with the decisions. Excuse me. I found the white video. Well, fair enough. Shared in the Discord, my guy, 100%. As we are in commercial break, so I will say this, and I will remind this as I'm coming back here. If you haven't done so already, be a friend, tell a friend, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing, but it means the world to us. It does nothing but help continue us to grow and keep spreading the good gospel of wrestling out here, of the wrestling utopia. 100%. We're discussing all the wrestling. We cover more live wrestling than anybody out there. So again, everybody can have their opinions, but we were actually here live for it. We seen it. I seen it. And we're always willing to have an actual discussion and go back and forth on it. Trust me, I had to start out tonight's show of admitting I was wrong and KJ was right. So 100%. Oh, you call Nick's name and here appears. Yeah, I'm like terrible Robin Williams genie here. Io Sky versus Bianca final. Well, that's interesting because then you're running back the Backlash match a bit, which would be very interesting. I could see them doing it, but nothing that I had like. Not gonna lie, I had Tiffany kind of earmarked into not only at least being in the finals, if not winning it, but at least being in the finals. So now this gets a wee bit interesting here as I'm back from commercial break, as we've got the colonoscopies taking on DIY. So we've got the colonoscopies taking on the drizzling shits here. I feel a wee bit. Both tag teams have just been peripheral cannon fodder amongst everything. And that's not even just a WWE shout. That's the AW. That's pro wrestling right now as a whole. I feel tag team wrestling in AW or in pro wrestling, not just in AW. Fuck, tag team wrestling and pro wrestling is down, bar none. You have pretty much your champions, and that's it. You don't really have too many contenders, too many challengers, too many people that you think could really, take those belts off of. Speaking of tag teams with belts, I have the douche canoes there, Austin Theory and Grace Waller at ringside on commentary, which they have the far significant and far better belts for the WWE tag teams. As John let me know, said he dropped the link for the Discord. So absolutely, there you go, 100%. So yeah, so 100%. We just crossed the 300 threshold here for people in the Discord, and we're tiptoeing. We've been tiptoeing and dancing, with this 100 people watching us here. So let's see if we can make this, a clear cut, triple digits plus here. As we're getting a stretcher JOB out here on Wrestler Revolver. Like I didn't watch enough, so I don't want to say anything of whether this is, working an angle or not. But I mean, they cut away from some stuff, so I think that might be, official like a referee whistle, which so then T's and P's be Anthony saying tag team wrestling is struggling big time, even in TNA. Well, I did not see, but I heard even the main event of last night's TNA with the 17-on-17 tag team, tournament match or whatever the fuck that they had, that it might have even gone a little too far, might have jumped the shark per se. So there's even an example of, you have the Young Bucks who are AW tag team champions, which did anyone remember? Outside of the Awesome Truth, does anyone remember a WWE tag team as DIY picks up the 1, 2, 3? And again, indifference is, I think, more the winner here, because I'm not overly excited about DIY. I'm not super into, them having a feud with Waller and Theory. Like, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa just seem kind of destined to always have this feud against each other here. And anyone that they've seemed to try and have a feud against outside of those two just kind of hasn't really worked. It's that I don't know. I don't even want to say it. Even I kind of choked up of seeing it. It's like that indie-ish of like, I can work with this guy and this guy only. Anybody else, not so much here. That's the only thing I worry about here. Oh. So we're showing the footage from twitch.tv/WWE here. As, by the way, did anyone else notice that this therapist looked like Britt Baker with just fucking longer hair? And oh, okay. So they were just showing the QR code. They weren't showing. They happened to do it, as even Corey even mentions. Of, I've been there before. The last time we were dealing with QR codes and everything. So nice little touch, little homage here, and it's, again, you have to consider that there's the audience that is us, that watches us, etc., and everything, that watches all that in the third, that is tapped into anything and everything, when it comes to pro wrestling, whichever way the wind blows. And then you've got your casual fan base that has no fucking idea.
None.
Speaking of no idea,
No
sorry,
fucking
you just
idea.
happen to fucking walk in on that.
Perfect.
Right, but so I've got AJ Styles backstage as we're replaying the Charles Mason match, as I don't know if this is an intermission / somebody got hurt on Wrestling Revolver, but they did acknowledge for I think the first time the QR code, and they played it, and it was part of the therapy session. And even Corey Graves mentioned of, I was here the last time we had QR codes and this, that, the third, and now that worked out. So yeah.
No, 100%. And that was one of the things while I was trying to fix my shit, was the fact that they've actually acknowledged the QR code. To me, that only speaks volumes to the fact that we're getting closer and closer. Now, if the show is actually acknowledging that it happened, because they haven't said, hey, oh, by the way, the lights keep flickering, or hey, do you notice our feed we keep getting on QR codes? The first time they're actually pointing to it. So tells me a lot.
Well, and that's fair. And I do also, I think that does hold part of it of, I think why the White Rabbit always will hold a little bit more of a special place in this of, we never fully, we didn't initially always know. We were guessing at what it could have been. And for the longest time, I remembered you almost had to be at a house show. You had to be at a live event. You had to sit there, and we were commercial breaks, catching videos of people sharing shit online because they were, one makes you taller and the other makes you small. They were playing shit like that, just in commercial breaks. This is much more surprise, much more in your face.
Yeah, 100%.
Not saying it's bad, but this is much more prevalent.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I mean, I think it like I said, it just continues to work. I mean, I've been a big fan, and I like where this is heading.
Mm-hmm.
All
As
right,
I've got Rando Keith out right now here as we're about
and
to
the main event of all things.
That's the main. Oh yeah, we're in the last 20 minutes here, so main event time here.
Flew by, my friend.
Oh, but I'm gonna say this now because this is the penultimate show before the Queen and King in the Ring. We're gonna end this with about maybe 2 to 5 minutes, and we're gonna get kind of that, but we're gonna get a little bit of a tease. I feel on the back end there.
Okay.
We've talked about this. So this is really pulling the strings towed here. And listen, I ain't my humble pie. Now I'm wanting.
I just say now I'm happy. I'm happy we can share this experience together.
Or Thelma and Louise in
Florida Power Play. How's that going?
About as good as your T-Pain impression right there.
Did I go staticky because I'm having?
Oh, you went full T-Pain. You did a T-Pain ad lib, just and it's not
blame it on the alcohol.
Let me buy you a sub.
Fell in love with a stripper.
You got word. She riding, she rolling.
Bro, Randy, my God. Randy Orton for the win. Did I come back to normal?
No, you went.
Or am I still fucked?
Oh, you went hard in the paint the other way.
She riding, she rolling. Yeah, fuck. I might have broke my shit.
There you go. Orton for the win. KJ pull a Zapp and Roger computer love. What? Do you understand that? Because I don't. Man's out here talking hieroglyphics.
No, that's no.
Fair enough. Well, I don't know if you were just quiet or paused up for froze up for half a second, but there was
quiet as shit. Yeah. I'm trying to see if my levels are bouncing back out.
MDB is saying, don't click this image if Rainy calls. Whoa, hold on. Nope.
Why?
MDB, not gonna lie, you had me in the first half.
Was that MDB?
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on, bro. You got a wrench.
Waylon Mercy, yeah. Well, that's the whole tie-in to going back even to the fucking Funhouse of
right.
Well, it even because I didn't know till they'd kind of pointed out of how Waylon did the voice for the buzzer too as well.
Yeah. And so that's how like intricate it gets, right?
And that's though. All right, fuck it. We're gonna go back to this. That's though part of my time issue with this becomes the holy gospel, the holy Bible of ever. Some people go too far, lost in the plot with this of forget that this is a wrestling storyline and this is life, and that's where I'm like, maybe dial it back.
Fair enough. Oh wait,
Saxton back here with Bailey.
I like this though. Piper and Chelsea giving Bailey a hard time. You will witness. You will bear witness, not wear witness. You will bear. Listen, man, it's been a tough 5 minutes for me right now.
You're fine.
Begin the endless crawl. Type the number of sense organs, and you shall behold all. Okay, where do I type it? Can I type it there? That's interesting.
I don't know. Once you climb out of the fucking scuba tank that you're in right now, you can let us know. Kidding? Oh, yes, you are full T-Pain, and this is the death of autotune right now. But SmackDown's woman tournament, yeah, so we're teeing that up here. But we had Piper Niven and Chelsea Green back there, and what the fuck is Chelsea Green wearing out here with these outfits? Like, I understand your husband had, pectoral surgery, but put some fucking clothes on here. Okay. As I've got Randy Orton right now in the ring, as I'm getting a replay from around WrestleMania weekend when we had Macklin versus Charles Mason on House of Glory here. So, when they had the House of Glory Wrestling Revolver crossover show here. So they're very much in which is a good thing that they do that more independent shows need to adopt is we're going to show a match, like a previous match, rather than we're just going to show you a countdown clock of let you know to come back here at this point. We're going to show you something that you maybe haven't seen. So you stay fucking tuned in and watching. As Carmelo out here posing up with the crown. Big Mike saying I would like to see Kevin Owens and AJ Styles rivalry. They have a long history together. They go way back. All the way back to the Biblics? I don't know about that. What I can't think of a off the top. I see you. We all see you. No, we can't hear you. Okay, thumbs up. You're live. You're in the containment. You're in quarantine. You're in quarantine from the Uncle Howdy here. You got too involved in it, too attached. So hello.
The fuck?
I don't know.
Oh, that he hears. Great. Am I back?
Yes, I hear you.
All right. So the QR code, and you can let me know if I sound fucked up because it's all.
You're fine. I'm gonna just let you go.
Well, don't.
Talk.
5. So basically, you got to keep putting in 5 and into like this kind of old school coding, and eventually it says your invitation is ready.
Invitation.
And it leads to a video coming soon.
I didn't know we were invited to places. I'm not suited for this. I didn't buy any gifts. Did you buy gifts? Did you know we were invited? I wasn't invited.
So same thing, kind of leaving the note at the door. The black bird, more imagery. As Carmelo and RKO still going toe to toe.
Right.
Was that it?
Again, I think we talked about this earlier on in the show. I think the Howdy stuff's starting to pull the strings together here. We're starting to, if we're not going into like a phase 2 or anything, we're going into a summation here. We're going into the end game here. So
yeah,
we're really are pulling all the strings together here. As Wrestler Revolver just pieced out on me. I just have another Friday, and it doesn't even have Chris Tucker or Ice Cube or Mike Epps, so I'm just pissed off. No Cat Williams, no nothing.
Pimp down.
1032, pimp down, pimp in distress. But Randy Orton just fucking. I like this for Randy Orton because this is showing I'm a veteran versus a rookie, and this is how you can still do this with still getting a guy over. This is a guy who's going to dog walk Carmelo, but when Carmelo hits that moment and comes back, it's that much more impactful because it's Randy Orton he's hitting the fucking comeback on.
Oh, Melo landed on the table. Was that an eye rake? So Melo definitely digging into that heel, but yeah. Now this is funny.
All
Randy
right.
needs to be on his knees to make this a fair matchup. Wow. Randy's sweeping the feet.
I ain't gonna fucking fight it anymore. No, I was behind you, so I was like, by like a split second, I'm like, I'm not even gonna fight it anymore. Randy rolls in to break the count again. Old school move that isn't done too much in pro wrestling of just roll in to break the count and roll back out. Normally, if you have somebody go in to break the count, they both go back in and the count. We're just done with the outside stuff.
Yeah. No, I think it's again Randy's next level.
Well, he's just been. He will go down. He's a clear-cut Hall of Famer. He will go down as one of the biggest like blue chip guys. Like he's a whatever. He's the fucking Austin Matthews, whatever, the Patrick Kane, going honky terms, all of that and everything. Of one of those guys of you knew from the second you fucking signed him, what have you, that he was going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
He had all the intangibles, all the shits. As we go to commercial break, as again, I'm out here with Friday After Next with Wrestler Revolver here.
Mm-hmm. I wonder who the female in the footage, and wonder if she's a part of it. If you're talking about the psychiatrist, she's definitely part of the story. We don't know what part of the story, but yeah, more of the same, more questions, less answers than anything else.
I think she's again. She's going to end up just being one of those of, the mythos of the great what if questions in wrestling of knock, knock, who's there? But one of those of where she's going to be a cliff note on all of this. But at the same time, you're going to have that channel that in 10 years is like, what happened? Blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't think she's going to show up here and show up as,
no.
Fucking Sister Abigail or anything like that.
Right? No. I think it just plays into this whole how we got here. And again, very intrigued. The fact that they're talking about it now, they want the casual fan who's not following all this shit to be aware that it's happening. They really want the general audience to know.
Well, that's 100% what I think with bringing in and showing the and that even the halfway cliff note of the therapy session here and of course included the Twitch link at the bottom there. So in case you haven't watched the full thing, you can go into here, and adding those back doors into a storyline for casual viewers is always a welcome caveat.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, it's I like I said And I've said before, it's just I get really into kind of the murder mystery idea of trying to figure out where we're going with this. What are the little clues? What are the Easter eggs? What are we missing?
You're doing a delicate dance, my guy, between your voice and T-Pain. No, that's fine. But no, I'm 100% out there with you. Trust me, I'm a fan of, true crime podcasts, all of that. Maybe on the next members only stream, we'll give our, true crime, pay attention to this and everything. So that's why you got to make sure you're a member of the, the Bacon Club for life and all that. But we do also have the super chats, the super stickers as well. If you want to make sure your comment gets read and all that, as we're getting the tight shot, we're panning in on right now Carmelo and Randy Orton. So again, if you haven't let us know who you're taking, let us know. And it's gonna be very interesting. I still foresee we're gonna get Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga.
Yeah, and then they already kind of gave us that teaser. 100% gave us that teaser.
Oh, 100, yeah, absolutely. And they gave us the teaser of LA Knight and Carmelo, which is an interesting storyline onto its own.
Well, it gives Carmelo something to do against a big baby face, especially if they're trying to sell him as a heel.
Right. And I think pretty spot on. Kate, what up? Well, she's out here with the popcorns, making me hungry. Bro, you have no idea how hungry. I don't know the way Brunson. What?
I don't know what you said.
Oh, I said I was hungry. That's what I said.
Oh,
yes.
It's like what?
Words. I don't know what the way Brunson is playing right now. What? Rainey is winded. He's
in hell, Roddy. Oh, or he's selling like he's in a wrestling match. I know that's an odd concept.
It's amazing, though. That's the thing, is when you don't see people sell, it's all of a sudden you're gassed. Like, what? You can't be like Darby Allin, who can get hit by a bus and fucking climb Mount Everest and still coffin drop off the fucking Empire State Building? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
No, you're not supposed to do that. So that's fine.
80%.
This is what you should be doing. That is not.
80% of the chat taking RKO. Not surprising. Wow. Recoil. Or Codebreaker. Not recoil. I got Alpha Stigma. What?
Oh, I like the Stigma. Oh, he's talking about Wrestling Revolver.
Yeah. Are you doing Collision and Rampage tomorrow? We are not. We're taking the weekend off, ladies and gentlemen. Long weekend here in my neck of the woods. But yeah, next weekend's a really busy weekend for us. So we are taking this weekend off. We will be back on Monday, and we will go all through the week. All the go-home shows, stacked week ahead. So be a friend, tell a friend, enjoy your weekends, and we'll be back on Monday.
Yes, and KJ needs to work through some technical glitches.
Mm-hmm. So is it still happening?
Oh, yes. Especially when thank you. You were out there just Bruno Mars in it. Michael saying Maple Leafs new head coach. Oh shit! Why would I click on that? When the guy who there, KJ gives his stamp of approval on the new Maple Leafs head coach here. We've got bananas and grapes. We've got Marvin. KJ still auto tune. Keyshawn, what up? Yeah. I think we just need to embrace it for the rest of this stream.
But yeah, Greg Ruby's going to be good. We'll see. He's either going to destroy the team or make it way better.
Well, how can you destroy what that has already been destroyed? Like,
well,
I won't lie, I'm a little there with you. Like, if we didn't have Josh Allen on the Bills, like, I'd be like,
there it is. Destroyed. Let's go. Yeah, I'm maxing out.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, Randy Orton. But yeah, your Austin Matthews is my Josh Allen of like, if we didn't have them, just fuck it. Just
because
burn it down.
Yeah, Matthews is great for us, but and again, it's not the same. Bringing in a hard nosed coach that's going to push them is going to be good.
No, I wasn't even talking about the coach per se. I was more of saying of like, you have a star player and you're kind of building around.
We have like 4. That's been the dilemma: is we're spending our money on 4 superstars that can't get the job done. So the rest of the team.
We did them and then we just traded them for nothing, like Diggs and all of that. Like, granted, now what's the name there from Florida State, Coleman, with his jacket from Macy's. I'm all the way about that. We are pairing with a red herring. As Randy Orton hits a huge RKO on the replay here for the 1, 2, 3.
So Orton will take on Tonga, and then he'll be very interesting. Oh, we got trouble
in paradise, and no Kofi Kingston. It's going to be, that's the thing though, out of the final 4 here, this does kind of have that, even just your regular sports kind of fatal, like final 4 of anybody could face anybody here. I don't know who's winning what series.
Right.
We could get a Jey Uso versus a Randy Orton. We could get a Gunther versus a Tonga. We could get a Jay versus Tama. We could get a Gunther versus Randy. Any situation is possible here.
Randy cutting a mean promo.
I'm a 14-time.
I put my foot directly up your ass.
Solo's out here just. Randy's just going back to straight old school, top of the guy, top of the card. I'm the one on all the posters. Randy Orton here. And that's the way you end the show. But
yeah,
as Solo's discount Suge Knight out here having to hold back Tom and everything, like Solo looked weird in all of that to me.
Really? I like him. I like him.
He had to like, he had like the weird happy face.
Yeah, it's what's he plotting? What's he really thinking? We're not going to directly attack him. We're going to come up with a plan, and we'll do it on our.
Is it not weird that this man went from like almost no personality to like all the personality?
No, he had to come to the forefront. He had to, it's my grandmama died. I'm the man of the house. That's what that is. Like somebody is.
Don't even get me started with that. I got a neighbor next door that's got one son, and they're the man of the house. No fuck you.
But that's you gotta grow up into it, Nick. And I think this is his time now. I think that's what we're seeing with with Solo is his coming of age.
I wanna be a mighty king. So you're saying Solo is Simba?
Yeah.
And Roman just got, Mufasa'd by Cody off the fucking ledge there. And so now he's got to, come back and take over the kingdom.
Yeah, they even did the whole, like, one day this all will be yours.
Except that, NXT Jobber Graveyard. Don't ever go there. The Elephant Graveyard.
Don't go that way. No, that's not good. That's not good.
Right. Only Odyssey Jones lives there.
Poor Odyssey. Poor Odyssey.
Bro, he's out there becoming the tale of fucking mythos and everything like that. He's good. Well, I'm waiting for fucking Ahab and, the league, 30,000 leagues under the sea and everything out there with Odyssey. He's out there, like sounding like a fucking Greek tale. It's Odyssey. He's always out there, just never to be found.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, SmackDown is in the books. We are kind of keeping an eye on what's happening right now as Steve Macklin is working over Beta,
Bye, Slamma Jamma.
not Chase U, which is hilarious.
Bro, I'd rather wear this attire than a Chase U shirt any fucking day.
There you go.
But, as Macklin's swimming, sorry.
We will take your rating out of 10 for the show tonight. How did you feel about SmackDown? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? We are setting up a huge King of the Ring finale as the final fours have been set. And I would argue with a little bit of twist, a little bit of surprise, especially on the women's side, very intriguing.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Let us know if your brackets have been busted. Pause. With, now we've got on the SmackDown side, we've got Nia versus Bianca. We've got Lyra versus Io on the Raw side. On the Raw side for the men, we've got Gunther versus Jey Uso. On the SmackDown side for the men, we've got Tama Tonga versus Randy Orton. So I feel there has been a bit of bracket busting here of all kind of makes sense, but none of us really fully thought it was going to get this way, get here this way.
Mm-hmm. I'm happy about that, right? I mean, again, surprise me. Do things out of the ordinary. Make it different,
right?
And it's a 3-letter MRI or EKG. He's exhausted. Fair enough. You go wrestle, Roddy. Jesus Christ.
Right.
What's up, Ronnie? Better late than never. Randy was spitting like Daffy Duck. Yeah, he's slobbering.
Listen, Mans is out there. Well, and even RMG girl out here saying Thomas 41, Randy's 44. Mm-hmm. Listen, if you're out there expecting to, go out there like kidding LeBron James and Michael Jordan out there and put on a top level performance and not sit there and maybe have the sweat dripping and the salivation and everything up there after that. Nah, this man's putting out work.
Right? Give the man a break. He's working.
If he spits on you, you should thank you, sir. May I have another?
8.5. 0 to 10. No elite. That makes sense.
Whoa. We haven't talked about this. Are you going to buy the Young Bucks Reebok Champs pump-up shoes?
No, but fucking hilarious.
You don't want to spend $180 on some bullshit?
Let's go.
I'd rather just buy them with, like, can I pay $190 to not have the Young Bucks shit on them and still have the pumps? Like, I'll pay more money to not have trash on my shit and still have the pump. Yeah, I like good shoes, not trash.
7.5 out of 10. Jade lost by DQ. WWE better come up with something to fix this. Are you nuts? Fix what? There was nothing needs fixing.
So you asked this earlier about how fandom is different between like pro sports and everything because you cheer for a team versus wrestling, you cheer for a person. That's a prime example. They need to fix this because there's the personal attachment of like, she was done wrong. Like, let's be honest, like, Jade's already kind of gone where we thought she was going to. You can't do everything all in one fucking go.
No, she's a superstar. She looks like a superstar. Tonight was good. The idea that Nia Jax is still going to want to get her hands on her is perfect. Both women look strong. Jade lost her temper. Nia yelled at her kid, so she got a chair upside the head. If you have children, you understand why you would go that drastic.
And like you said, you would have ended up with Bianca versus Jade, and that might have been to a good chunk of people too soon, too fast, too early.
Right. So you can't, and you got to get out of it some way. And again, not all roll-ups or DQs or squash matches are useless as long as it serves a purpose. And for me, the reaction to the crowd in the building was everything. The crowd was so into it. How do you ignore it?
Can we move past this mindset? And I think Twitter and a certain 3 letters, and I won't say names, but you know who you are, have established that. Well, and even a certain he who shall not be named, who was running a company at one point, have all established that losses means burial. Losses means you're done. End of. It's one of those. It's like failing a mission in any sort of video game of like you have to restart from point zero. That hasn't really for the longest time ever been where pro wrestling's at, and it's one of those that's a necessary thing of pro wrestling of you're telling a story. The hero doesn't win all the time in a story, because if the hero wins all the time, then why the fuck do you care if they win or lose? Because they always do it. Like, you need the pushback, you need the counterbalance. I know recent pro wrestling's made losses a dirty word, but it's still a thing, and it doesn't kill somebody just to take a loss.
No, I mean, again, as long as there's a rhyme and a reason, and I understand that when you get used to booking wrestling without storylines attached to them, the wins and losses do mean more because that's all you have to tell your story is how much you win. So again, different mindset, different mentality, but at the end of the day, I think there's no that I thought they did that well, and what a good segment for me. I give it full marks. 8
Yeah,
points.
then you have rankings and no one follows them anyways, too.
Right? As trios tag. Oh. 8.875 suplexes out of 10 for SmackDown. Only letdown was Jade losing. Well, fair enough. Fair enough. 8. Solid. Still don't know what's likely. Gunther, Randy, or Jay Tama. Or Jay Randy or Gunther Tama. I mean, we could.
Well, I think
guys, but yeah.
if you flip a coin, like even 4 times, you're hoping at least 2 of those are that outcome there. Like Gunther, Randy, and Jay Thomas seem like the 2 most likely out of the 4 possible finales here.
I'm wondering if it's Jay Tama and Jimmy shows up in Saudi. Jay's the king of the ring. I kind of want Gunther to win.
That'd be the only thing. That's the only thing.
I'm torn. It's a toughie.
Well, yeah, I'm saying if Jay's in there, fuck, if anyone on the Raw side, if they're in there, has to win it, and it almost feels like this, like we talked about, the adverse effect of anyone that's on the SmackDown side for Queen of the Ring has to win it, because I mean, outside of Io, which is still an if, Lyra's not Queen of the Ring. Nia'd be interesting. Nia could play into your whole not the mommy type thing and everything. Bianca would be interesting. Maybe that's how you sell the tension between her and Jade, of you, instead of, again, we've said of how Bianca was going to be a heel before Jade showed up. But yeah,
it's the Rascals are coming out on Revolver. 9 out of 10 from Denisha. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I've got Masha out here.
Should have a winning streak. Why? Why should she have a winning streak? Why?
Goldberg. That's why. That's the only. Asuka had a winning streak. You know who still references Asuka's winning streak? Nobody.
Michael Cole. What?
Michael Kane. Michael Kane.
Right. 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed the contract signing, the Jade and Nia finish, and the matches was solid. And we got a little bit more than just a QR code, and it made the PLE feel even more important. Ridge, all great assessments, my friend. Going to be a failure. AEW Fight Forever. I don't know what that's in reference to, Byron.
That's like the litmus test now, though, of like, are you a greater than or less than failure to Fight Forever? Because let's be honest,
right?
That is up there with, like, in the history of pro wrestling right now. that is up there on a colossal failure.
Mm-hmm. Tony Khan is 41 years old. Yes, Tony Khan is older than my ass, and it's annoying that and we treat him like a fucking child. That everyone's like, be nice to Tony. It's like he's a teenager with allowance that chose to spend it on us. This motherfucker's older than me. Treat him like a
I'm
man.
tired of parenting parents. That's really what it is. Yeah. That's what it feels like. Why I gotta tell you how to be an adult, motherfucker? Like,
Yeah.
you're older than me.
Like people act like he's a child being picked on. If Khan and AEW had done that, had a face, use a chair, and get DQ'd, you'd have shredded it. Not at all, Daniel Price. That's complete and utter horseshit. If they do it and it makes sense and it works and it's part of an angle and a bigger story that we give a fuck about, then realistically, they do that shit a lot.
And
But yeah,
even then, are we exactly praising
I am.
how they? Oh, you're all praising how they got Jade out of there.
Yeah, 100%. I thought it was wicked and the crowd went insane. That whole brawl, like the fans were fucking into it. The fact that you leave that door open for the future. You find a way to get Jade out of the way without her facing Bianca, without her being in a 15-minute match. You make it clear, concise, you play to her strength. That's what a company's supposed to do. But this boo-hooey, you wouldn't say that about my company. Yeah, that's bullshit.
Well,
Uh,
no, fair enough. I mean, I think that's more of, well, one company has DQs and the other doesn't. The other company barely even has countouts. So
Yeah, but I mean, again, if it's good and it works and it gets over with the crowd, I'll be right there to compliment it. I have no reason to shit on it just because, like, oh, but Triple H did it. Yeah,
we ain't getting paid to do this shit. So
mhm. Yeah. I mean, again, we're live way too many minutes and have way too much credibility for that shit. Are we staying to the end of Wrestling Revolver? Or do we find a movie to watch? Yeah, I don't know how long Wrestling Revolver is going to keep my attention. Not going to lie, folks, but we are definitely breaking down the end of the show. The crowd wasn't into it. They were screaming bullshit because it was bullshit. That's bullshit. Daniel, take your head out of your ass, my friend. Remove it. Just try really hard. Vaseline might help. But
I know.
crowd,
Once you get it past the pelvis, it should be hard. It should be
yeah,
easy to remove
go
it
back and rewatch
from
it.
your ass.
I'll watch it with you. The crowd was losing their mind.
Whoa!
They did
We're
not
gonna
want.
do a live stream of Daniel pulling his head out of his ass.
Yeah, let's go. OC wins all the time. Yeah. The unit versus the Rascals versus Masha. Yeah, we got a trios tag match right now. More just stare downs and pushing and yeah.
Still,
Uh,
let's be honest. If Masha squared up with you, like, all due respect, even if I was like, because you always had that one friend that had that girlfriend that's like, I'll square up with you and shit. Like, we're not gonna do nothing. But if Masha squared up with you, like, bitch, you probably would knock me the fuck out.
just out go the fucking hug arms. We're going for a hug. We're going for a hug.
Nah,
Uh,
she probably slam you, my.
Cody is a good guy. He won't be champion very long. Yeah, okay. I take that bet.
Well, I'll spin this into a different topic of actually true conversation versus just saying clickbait shit. Of with, like, say, Damien, how we talked about this earlier. If Damien loses at Clash of the Castle, which is in theoretically about a month or so,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a quick title reign for a guy like Damien, cash in the money in the briefcase and everything like that. Are we with WWE if we need some quick title reigns because we've had historic title reign from Roman Reigns. We've had nothing but long title reigns, so we need a little bit of that kind of bounce around, and that's maybe why people are already don't want like a guy like Cody to really go with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, there's been a bit of a bounce around. Will it be I think it's going to be a substantial title reign for Cody. I don't think they're in any rush. But again, we're not going to see anything, yeah, epic
Mm.
as far as, if he hits a 1 year mark, I'll be pretty impressed. But yeah, he's not giving it up soon. They want to give him a decent first reign as a champion for sure.
I think the WWE Championship is kind of how they'll hold the original, like when we had Rock, we had Austin, a bit of they'd hold the championship for quite a while and it felt significant and everything. Now, granted, they need to make Cody feel significant. I think the world heavyweight title, the title that Priest has right now, is going to be one of those that might bounce around a little bit here. That's going to be a little hot potato. That you might see it go to Drew, you might see it go to CM Punk, you might see it bounce from here to there. There's whenever Seth comes back, you're probably going to see it bounce back over there too.
Yeah, no, 100%. I could definitely see the Raw title bounce around a little more than Cody's title for sure.
Yeah.
Especially with Damian not being as established. He's got issues with the Judgment Day. Do they fuck him? Does Drew fuck him?
But so if Damian, again, I'll ask you this: I'll ask the chat, if Damian's title reign ended at Clash of the Castle, that's it. He had from WrestleMania 40 to Clash of the Castle. How do you feel? Like, where would you rate Damian's title reign in terms of as it pertains to Damian and as it pertains to a title reign and everything? Because on one, well, I'm just asking because on one hand,
it's funny. Yeah, I think that's. I think it's early. I think he hasn't had it very long. I've been happy with what he's done.
Oh, you think it's too early to pull the trigger on it? I'll say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see them doing it yet. I think we've got another month or so.
I'm saying you don't do it at Clash.
You might do it at Clash, but when's Clash? We got 8 weeks
June.
to Clash. So, no, not 8 weeks. So it'd be like 6 weeks. You could do it at Clash. You could definitely be in trouble at Clash.
Right, but that was the question: is how, if he loses it at Clash, how do you feel if that was his whole title reign, what have you?
Yeah, short, transitional. Again, semi-uneventful, being a transitional champion. So that's kind of how I would paint it. If it was to kind of come, like, if nothing really substantial happens between now and then, yeah, you were a transitional champion. It was more about the Money in the Bank cash in. But yeah, not bad. At least
but did you expect more out of him as champion? Everything?
Not necessarily. I mean, especially because it was a Money in the Bank cash in.
Right.
Yeah, I have hope, and I think there's potential for him to be a future champion and revisit the belt, and move up and down the card. But I can't. I just feel like with so much happening in the WWE that regardless of what he digs into, he's going to get pushed aside eventually by one of the big names.
With so much happening in the WWE, it's hard being Damian Priesty.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, we've got the 6-person tag match right now going on Wrestling Revolver here.
So there's a video. Sorry, so there's more QR code stuff coming out. And I saw somebody in the chat mention it. But I got a different video with a bunch of like the stick figures, the Venus symbol. Was it Venus? Yeah, Venus. Pluto?
Venus. Pluto Nash? But I'd like 3 tickets to Pluto Nash in 3D.
There's nobody.
What is this? Knows the trouble I see.
Cody versus Uncle Howdy. I hope not, Keyshawn. I really hope not.
No, Uncle Howdy needs to come in as a force of nature, as what I even think of what initially what Bray Wyatt to me halfway was coming in as. Every iteration of Bray Wyatt kind of came in as a force of nature, a la Kane, Undertaker, of there was no purpose. They were just there. They exist to exist, and if you happen to get caught in the wake, you get caught in the wake.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, again, when you put him on too high of a pedestal too fast, he has nowhere to go but down. And we saw that with the Fiend and such. They didn't book it. You know, they got him they put him in the wrong directions. He can run around the show and run amok. This video is creepy, and I'm not
Was
sure.
that the Achilles heel of the Fiend is when he won the belt? Not even talking about losing it to Goldberg, not the Hell in a Cell. The second he won that belt, Achilles heel, you've exposed him to too much now.
Yeah, I think so. I think when he became champ again, the only place to go is down.
Right. Sorry, swoopy.
Yeah, so the latest video is just literally, and I know somebody on the internet's going to tell me, and if you know in the chat right now, there's a little boy in like a skeleton t-shirt with his face painted white.
I like Toros.
And we're getting the flickering, and it just keeps saying, he's nobody. He's nobody. How would you feel if Hayes takes the title off Logan?
I thought you were going to show the video.
No, I'm not going to show it because it's just going to take me too much fucking around to pull it up at this point.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I don't know what to make of it. I'm curious.
Short reign is better than no reign. Pluto Nash is one of the lesser known Eddie Murphy films. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, there's a couple people that watched that.
Pluto Nash, that's funny. If Damian loses at Clash, his run as champion would still be a decent one, but I don't see Priest dropping title either SummerSlam or Survivor Series. Who knows? He could hold it till Rumble. He could. I don't think so, though.
SummerSlam, Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. You have Drew McIntyre win the title at home in Scotland. All of that, you get, the big reaction. And it's not a knock on Damian, because as polite of a way as it is to say this, you didn't really expect a ton out of Damian to have the title. And I think him having the title has done nothing but help him.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not, again, I was kind of talking about it earlier. You're going to need some really quick title changes now here, I bet, because we had 1,300 days and everything from Roman Reigns. So we need that bounce around. We need that competitiveness here, because otherwise you go back to that and everybody just holds the fucking title forever long. Mm-hmm. Everybody's going to tune the fuck out and get annoyed and get bothered and upset.
Yeah, you're not. I agree. Like I do. I think you need some movement. I was kind of into the Fiend as a champion, to be honest. Fair enough. I just think you got stuck, and then you have Goldberg, right? You have that Goldberg moment, and that's it, man. I mean, you're downhill from there.
Is that the Thanos snap of like pro wrestling? Of like pro wrestling was kind of fucking good and everything, and everybody kind of got along and liked shit and everything, and everybody was happy and kumbaya, and then Goldberg beat the Fiend, and it's like the Thanos snap of like, how do we go back from that?
Right.
Everyone was just really angry after that.
Right. But yeah, no, I mean, again, it's you got to be very careful, and especially with this character, you're gonna have to be very careful. They can't be willy-nilly with it. CM Punk is better than this. Better than what? I don't know. Better than a feud with Drew McIntyre?
I don't know. J-Boy, I think he's out here saying just half sentences.
Damian Priest has damn near held a title every year he's been in WWE. I like Damian Priest. Big fan. Love what he's accomplished. Was a big advocate of a successful cash-in. Glad he got it. So, yeah, man. He deserves it.
He very much deserves being champion and everything like that. And it's going to be interesting if his championship is kind of cliff noted of, well, you won it because Drew couldn't, just fucking keep his hands to himself, and then he turns around and beats you for it. But I think it's one of those, Damon very much was not a guy that you're expecting to be a world champion even initially, and has really, it's one of those, has that now under his belt, has elevated himself to that level. And I don't think without the title, he will fall off too far from the top of the card.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, he'll be good. I think I like what they've established with him. As far as it looks like we're winding down, we're probably going to wind it down sooner than later, folks. But with that being said, tonight for me, I'm really happy with the show. I think WWE, as far as their weekly, the two main weekly shows, Monday and Friday, for 2 weeks now, have been absolutely solid. I'm more than happy to give this show an 8 tonight. Good matches, good storylines, good angles. I There's nothing I didn't like about the show as far as that. I mean, even a couple of the filler matches were decent. But yeah, right up into the end with Randy Orton, and the fact that we're getting Carmelo Hayes, Randy Orton, Jade, Nia, like Tiffany, Bianca tonight killed for me. So I'm going right back to an 8.
Fair enough. I'll go. I know it's SmackDown, but I'll call it S Club because I'm giving this a 7.
Okay.
It's. I don't even know if it's one of those of halfway of expecting more and getting delivered less or what have you, but it's one of those. It always gets weird with some of the stuff of like you could do a lot more, but you chose not to, and you kind of very blatantly chose not to at times.
For
A bit.
example, like what do you mean? Like they could have done more?
Well, you had the whole backlash of with Jade and Nia. I'm not justifying it, but I'm saying you open yourself up for that discussion. I think personally Tiffany should have won. That's
Oh,
personal bias.
there's the mark off. There's the
Oh,
mark off. There's the mark.
you
There's
no. You didn't let me finish. You sat there and see, like a terrible teacher, you sat there and well, you heard me say one answer and didn't let me get to the finish here and everything like that. I'm very surprised that Tama made it guilty. Fuck you. I'm surprised that Tama made it this far. You're making me argue with myself now. You're making me having a fucking complex here. But I can see where you were at with that. I think it's more of just for me of kind of wanted more, expected more, getting personal bias, what have you. I'll give it a 7.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I liked it. I mean, the fact that Tiffany took an L doesn't bother me at all. Bianca winning again. I mean, again, she's a star. I'm okay with that. I really, really liked what happened with
How
Jade.
do you feel that Logan Paul is outclassing Cody Rhodes in promos right now, though?
But he didn't. Everybody, even in the chat, talked about Cody cooking.
You're right, but who we even said this before with the last one, though.
Cody just cooked him tonight. Everybody, like the chat literally blew up like, oh my God, Cody just fed him his lunch. Cody dusted him tonight. Cody didn't get outplaced on a promo.
Fair enough.
Guilty.
I just ask questions.
Yeah, that's my gimmick. The find. I would have had Finn Balor beat the Fiend. Nah, he was too busy trying to figure out who.
You mean you would have had Pumpkin Face beat Sister Abigail?
Maybe. Ice cream parties with CM Punk, Cool Beans. S Club reference, get a thumbs up. Stardusted. I like it, big dog. I'm with you. Yeah, no, I mean Cody's segment was really good. Logan doing the whole thing with the lawyer and not wanting to defend his title, perfect. Crowd was into it. The perfect amount of
Can we
heat.
just? I'll give you a half a point. Can you meet me at a 7.5? Thank God, though, that it's not both titles. It's just one title.
Yeah, I know. I never ever assumed it would be both titles, so I'm happy that they stayed that course. I know some people jumped off the edge, like off the cliffs, but at no point did they imply like, oh shit, 2 belts. But Cody was fucking.
They did a strong version of implying that, sir. Of even with Twitter of Cody saying Cody 2 belts and all that. Yeah,
everybody, and I loved it. And then it set it up perfectly because now people were expecting, well, they're going to do 2 belts, right? Logan's lawyer won't let it happen. The heel's being a coward. Boo. Cody grabs the mic, burns him, and then puts one of his security through a table. Excellent job.
Is that being a coward though, or is that just being fucking sensible? Is that having
Depends how
two
you look at
cents?
it. I mean, again, for the the honorable thing.
No, you
Like,
glitched. You said the and then you just came
yeah,
back to.
the honorable thing would be to 100% defend your belt. So, in the realm of the story being told, dude, this is better than AJ and Cody by far. Like, this is wicked, and I think they're going to
Well,
deliver in the ring.
oh yeah, I don't think that's not a hard fucking bar to climb over. As great as well, as good as AJ and Cody was, Logan and Cody is still a different level here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I like it. I really did appreciate that. I mean, I think DIY against Legato didn't really tickle the fancy. Set up
Oh,
the
that
tag
was
match.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean that to
Yeah.
me, I take a point off for
I
that.
forgot that happened.
Yeah, that was they're setting up the douche canoes versus DIY, but nobody really
Well,
cares about
that's when
DIY.
we had this whole discussion about how tag team wrestling and pro wrestling is just in the drizzling shits currently
Right? Yeah,
across
no,
the
it's not good.
board.
No, it's not good. Stardust crying on the phone with Gold Dust and Hook. There you go. KJ Nick, did you see the unpredictable card for tomorrow night's Collision? Oh yeah, yeah. We've seen enough that we won't be here watching it. Yeah. Here's how I would have booked the Fiend Bray Wyatt. We're going all the way back here. He would have beaten Finn Balor, SummerSlam, blah, 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 blah. And then the Miz, Goldberg, then John Cena after all that. He just should have, to me, he just should have stayed away from the belt. Like the Undertaker had his title runs, but there's a reason why Undertaker's not a 17-time world champion, right? Like he was busy doing shit.
The Undertaker was always kind of one of those guys, and even Kane, and the same, even a little bit. As cool as it was, especially because I was a Kane mark and a Taker mark, but I was a Kane mark. Like I went to school one year as dressed up as Kane and everything, but they didn't need the world title to establish them as a dominant force and everything. Like that's how you can really truly create and properly book a character is when they don't need a championship and they still feel dominant.
Well, not only that, but you see what Triple H is doing now with the roster is because only two people can hold those main belts, and then you
Right.
got your mid card belts. You have to make people like LA Knight, AJ Styles, Gunther. You got to find the people that don't have the belt and find ways to keep them relevant, keep them important, keep them engaged with people. Well, they're doing a really good job with that. And the women, like as far as any company right
Layers.
now, layers, yeah, like any company out there right now booking women are not booking this deep into the roster, like where you got 2, 3, 4 storylines of involving the women that you know aren't just about the title. So it works really well.
Well, and even then, just on a small sample size of how many times does WWE do tournaments versus other three-letter companies and everything, and how do their tournaments pay off versus this one to where we're out here damn near you got people almost wanting to throw fucking fisticuffs over who's finishing here and there and everything. Meanwhile, the other company, you're like, all right, just get to the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, 100%. And I mean, again, I think over the last couple of weeks, we have to give them their flowers for putting together such a solid tournament. Again, it wasn't Tozawa versus Bronson Reed. It wasn't throwaway gimme matches up until the final, maybe semi-final. This legitimately felt solid, and we're all guessing at who's going to face in the semis, who's going to face in the the
Isn't
final.
it amazing how one company made the playoffs in their company and used that to draw ratings, and the other company bitches about having to compete about the playoffs?
Absolutely. The excuses are wild. To me, Howdy
They're
should
much like Dave Meltzer. Wild.
wild. Dark Shadows over SmackDown. He's not a heel. He's not a face. He serves his own dark purpose and isn't always. Yeah, you know what? That's only going to get you so far, my friend. At some point, there has to be, and like if he's going to be a villain, then you need you need him to go after something. He can't be a tweener with this character.
Who are what?
I was just reading the Ridge comment.
Oh no, I didn't see. Oh, he said so.
Honestly, it was the right move not to have both belts between Cody and Logan. Yeah, we talked about that. Only mean yet another tournament to be crowned new champion. And yeah, I don't want to see Cody defend 2 belts. Doesn't make any sense. No, we're good.
Right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I just
Nick?
like this one. Nick was the K tonight.
Kane
And
tonight.
then, are you not entertained? Do you remember when Kane did the fucking spinneroonie?
Yes.
A part of my childhood died personally when Kane took off the mask, and it turned out he wasn't scarred. He was just Krusty the Clown.
He was just ugly. He was just fucking ugly. Sorry, Glenn.
Yeah, by the way, I am a Canaanite, not a Glennonite. No, Glenn Jacobs can kindly go himself. He can go take a long walk off a short pier. But yeah.
Right. Cross will destroy more and more TikTok. There you go. Let's hope, Dave. Do you really want to
see that Cross is in a movie coming out?
What's that? Is he?
Cross let it out that he's been secretly behind the scenes in a movie.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. The torch needed to be passed to Bray Wyatt by Taker at WrestleMania 36. Yeah, we can go down that road all day long. They botched that huge. The Wyatt family took way too many L's.
Should we do this into a court?
Maybe it will be a court one day for sure. But yeah, no, I mean, at the end of the day, Vince McMahon, guys. Vince McMahon. Nick,
the sex past who fucked up all the rest.
Let me see. But yeah, no, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're gonna call it a night. We're gonna tap out. I see Revolver still going, but I think we're gonna enjoy that in the comfort of our own privacy. But yeah, that's it. SmackDown, solid. Back at it. 187, going hard in the paint.
Because it's 187 on a WrestleMania on a SmackDown stream.
Right. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the show. SmackDown was solid. We appreciate everyone for being here on a Friday night. Happy weekend. We are back on Monday. Click that little bell. You never know when we're going to surprise you. But we also got our shorts and our videos, so don't forget those as well. But beyond that, check out all the links. Happy Friday. Happy weekend to the Canadians. Happy long weekend. And absolutely.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is all authentic. What are you talking about? That wrestling, but to put that for life with it. Yeah, we got the 187 on our own streams because we killing the game.
Have a good night, folks. See you on the flip side. Come back on Monday.